And we apologize for the technical difficulties as a power surge hit our truck, but we are back, and well, Murphy's Law there, Paul. First play of the game, it goes to Tyrell Hofflin on the return, and he goes to the house. And just like that, it is 7-0 Rebels.
85 yards later. It was quick, too. He had some good blocking out on the right side, and everybody was in a chase mode.
So now the Rebels lining up. Kick this ball back away as the Huskers will receive the ball for the first time. And Simon Hale kicks that one deep down the left side, and it is returned here by the Huskers. And they are going to get past the 20 before a big hit there breaks up that return. And the Huskers offense will march out to the field, and they'll start just by the 25-yard line, but not before. It looks like we do have an injury on the play.
That might have been the returner. That was, it's windy up here today. Number 20, Grady Andrea. He's on his back, so we can't see any numbers. But good coverage by the Rebels. Anytime you kick the football off, you want to try to keep the team within their own 35 to 30-yard line, but good starting point here for the Rebels defense with the Huskers first down on their own 25.
So we'll see how serious this injury is.
He got kind of tripped up on the tackle. If it is Grady, so it could be a little bit of a knee. There's lots of. We might have a little bit of a delay here because it looks pretty serious with Rebels as well as Huskers trainee staff out there. Yeah, I hate to see this first game of the year, and we're only 24 seconds in, and an injury like this. Yeah, there's not. He's still down, so there's a lot of looking around like we might need a cart or something possibly to help him to the sideline.
So it looks like this will be an extended break, so we are going to step away for a moment here as you are watching the West Shore Rebels football on TELUS Optic and the BCFC TV. We'll be back after these messages.
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I am co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range and a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
Going, show me around. Tip of our fingers, well, I never found all of the places we'll go where we are. Doors shut and open, well, life's never far behind. All these places are unknown to me. All these things that we'll see when we go.
We're all looking for it. A place to reignite your soul and to awaken your inner child. To leave feeling awestruck, not because of the destination,
Hi, I'm Jonah Anderson from Port Alberni, BC.
I'm Charlie Wiersma. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
I'm Bronson Pfeiffer. I'm from Victoria, BC, Canada.
My name is Ben Matai. I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
I'm PJ Hudson from the UK, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite snack food?
Chips, they're my weakness. I get bored of flavor, so I'm always getting something new. I like to say with Doritos though.
I'd say probably like biscuits, or you guys call them cookies. It's like a digestive, and it's got like chocolate on it. It's quite bad. I go for like a pack of those like 3 times a week.
I'm more of a vegetable guy, so I think like peas, some cut up cucumber, that type of stuff. I'm more into that, yeah.
Nice. I like sour cream and onion, not Lay's, Ruffles chips. I just like the, the texture,
I get made fun of this for a lot, but I really like chocolate covered jujubes.
What? The next practice, I showed up with like 2 boxes and I made sure that everybody had one. And I had maybe like 2 people out of the entire team who were like, yeah, this is good. So I caught a lot for that.
What sport would you play if you didn't play football?
When I was younger, I tried a lot of sports. I wasn't really good at soccer. I wasn't good at basketball really either. I probably would have done boxing, to be honest. I probably would have boxed though.
Soccer.
Hockey or volleyball. I like both of those. I got active in it with my family and stuff, and I just enjoy it.
I actually played soccer. I played in high school. I played ever since I was like 8 years old, so I would play soccer.
Probably hockey. Hockey seems like a lot of fun. I know how to skate, I don't know how to stop.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Yeah, easy answer.
My dog's passed away, but I have cats right now, but I'm a dog person. I love dogs.
Definitely a dogs guy. Yeah, no cats for me.
Oh, dogs for sure. Yeah, I'm not really a big cat guy.
I have a similar personality to cats. I like just lounging around and keeping to myself.
Okay, team, let's have a great show.
Is reflected in the positions and names.
Absolutely, and it's very unfortunate. Like I said earlier, it was 24 seconds into the game, and yeah, it's one of those injuries where you get caught up in the slush around a tackle or a block, and it sounds like an ankle. And my wife, who's the game supervisor today, said it's very bad. So, with both teams into the change room, the officials into the change room, we're going to be waiting for an ambulance, and then it'll take a while to get the kids' heads back into this because it's pretty traumatic for these guys, for both teams. Oh, it was a great way to open their home season. He caught the ball on about the 25-yard line, and he started up the middle to his left, and he quickly broke out to the right. And it was a design play because he had the blockers with him. And he took the sideline, he outran the first two defenders, and then turned the last guy around a couple of times before he hit the end zone. And good way to start. That's what you need for your first home game, is to get the crowd on their feet and everybody's excited to say, wow, this is great, let's go, let's go, let's go. But then, unfortunate, we have an injury like this, which takes the steam out. But we're just all hoping that this young man is going to be A-OK.
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I'm co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land. We decided to change the name to more reflect our heritage.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
John and I have been partners since 1986.
In the old days, we bought lots and built houses and sold them, and we mostly build condo buildings now instead of single-family homes.
John and I go back to Norway quite a bit, getting ideas from there how to do things better. We're using solar panel on the roofs and electric car chargers. More and more people are driving electric, and we want to be prepared for the future and promote some healthy and environment-friendly options, and people seem to like that. We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So I used to frame for Harold 20 years ago when I was just out of college. I became a lawyer down in California, and I was looking at my next step in my career, and I just took over as the president last year. And we have plans to expand what we've been doing by fourfold in the next couple years.
And now we're building very close to the downtown core of Langford, and we got mountains, we got snow, we got forest. Everything is in walking distance, basically. So you get a whole lot more for your money in Langford.
It's several years now been deemed or voted the best place in Canada to live. With all that, people are working from home and they're finding it kind of crowded in a lot of places, so we're trying to offer larger units for them.
And so what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range and a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
team. Let's have a great show.
Rank is reflected in the positions and names.
And welcome back to Starlight Stadium, and the ambulance is on the field now, and Christian Beck is going to be loaded up shortly here and taken to the nearby hospital. As mentioned, he took a big hit on the return, and it sounds like it's an ankle injury of some sort, and we're just hoping Christian's going to be all right, and it's going to be, looks like it's going to be a long road back for him, but hopefully he does get back, and we're all thinking about him here in the broadcast booth. And Paul, how hard is it to put your mind back into that, mental zone that you need to be to play football after something like this?
Some players, it's, I don't want to say easy, but the transition's a little bit more comfortable for them, and others it really does affect them, and especially someone that's had an injury that's put them out for a while. And anytime you see an ambulance, there's a lot of things going through the mind, especially the team of the injured player. Now they've got hopefully a support vehicle, because he may have to end up staying overnight in Victoria, and they're going to head back to Chilliwack. And so those are all the little ramifications they got to be thinking of. But the coaches will try to calm the guys down, make sure, especially weather like this, make sure you drink a lot of water, because when you're dehydrated, your stress level goes up, and then it affects you in more ways than you really think. But it takes a while, especially for maybe younger players as well, and guys maybe room with them. Somebody that he drives in the practice. Now, their mind is now going, how do I get to practice now? Little things like that. So coaches will calm them down, and it'll probably take maybe a couple, 3 series before both teams settle in to get back to where their game plan was and for this football game to continue.
And it does sound like a second ambulance is on its way, unless it's just a coincidence. But we're going to wait and see here as this situation unfolds. And why don't we take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard here, Paul? This is a Sunday game. A Sunday game was a little bit odd for the BCFC. Most games are on Saturday, so both games played yesterday. The Okanagan Sun, boy, do they look like a strong football team.
Well, I think, and all due respect to the Sun, the game against Langley last week, it wasn't surprising. I thought Langley might have a little bit more offense, but again, they're transitioning with a new head coach, a new staff, and they're putting everything together. Last night, I thought the Raiders started out well, but they just couldn't, convert that second down and long when they needed to. So, and then the Sun's first home game, they're going to take advantage of it. But I noticed the Sun, when you can watch, I saw both games, them against Langley and watching last night, they're very, very fast. Very quick defense. They've got a really strong defensive front, a lot of push, and they've got some experience in the defensive backfield that, but I think they had, 2 or 3 picks last night. This game before, same thing, 3 picks. So they're going to be at the top of the heap at the end of the day, like they usually are. They have been forever, seems like. So, and then with the Kodiaks, when they played the Rebels last week, I thought they played well. And again, it's going to take some time, but I think, the Rebels are a strong team, and their reputation precedes them a lot of the time. Same with the Sun. The Sun's coming to town, so everybody gets, they get a little bit knots in their stomach and things like that. But and then the other game, what was the other game last night?
Prince George, 33-13 win over Kamloops in Kamloops. And the Kodiaks, a program that, has really been built from the ground up when they came in. And they led the Rebels 10-5 at halftime in week 1. They looked like they were rolling, and the Rebels offense kind of woke up there in the second half. But, the Kodiaks seem like, they're slowly building on something there.
Yes, and they, to me, the difference with the Kodiaks over Kamloops last night was their quarterback. I think it's Sawyer Thiessen. he's in his second or third year, and he's a really good quarterback. But also their kicker,
Brady Harper.
Brady Harper.
Mm-hmm.
He is the change maker when it comes to punting, and he's very accurate on field goals. So I think that's one of the upsides they have. Now, if they can just finally put everything together, maybe they'll win. Instead of 3 games, maybe they'll win 5 this year. Maybe sneak into 4th place. But it's going to be difficult because when Langley's going to get better. The Huskers generally have a decent football team, so they're in the Rebels and the Sun. So that 4th, 5th place is quite even, and it takes a little bit that extra to jump into that playoff spot.
So second ambulance is now on the field now to assist in getting Christian Beck to the hospital. And still waiting around here. And players starting to mill about a little bit, but we're still a little ways away from getting back to football. Again, we apologize both for the technical difficulties off the top of the show and obviously this lengthy delay here if you're tuning in on TELUS Optic TV or on BCFC TV. We thank you for sticking around here. We're going to hopefully get back to some football action shortly.
Yeah, I don't think they have them off the ground yet, so that's still a ways to go. Oh, what a shame. It always bothers me when I see a player when you have to have medical assistance from outside the team to come and help. That really it gets me. It really does.
And we also apologize for this wind noise. We are in a wind tunnel up here in the broadcast booth today. Actually, a tent just flew over down there. Yeah, it feels like the first 3 games here at Starlight Stadium, it doesn't seem windy until you get up here, and it's almost like you're on top of a mountain.
Absolutely. Yeah, and then if it's not really windy, if it's windy, we don't have smoke, but if it's not windy, we're going to have smoke somewhere.
Right.
But yeah, it's a lot windier than down on the field.
There's the Rebel staff trying to get their tent back into order as it flipped right off the field. It was so windy. So, again, we apologize for it sounding like a wind tunnel in your homes wherever you're watching, but that's just a sight of what we're dealing with up here.
It's interesting because the flags on the west side aren't even moving hardly. And it's pulling everything around up here.
So they'll have a few moments to reset the tent. Offensive coordinator and president Rob Lervold making his money's worth today.
Yeah.
Oh, we love you, Rob.
Well, I don't know about that. Robbie and I banged heads many years ago when we coached, and when I coached him, and he's just that type of outgoing guy and very confident man. He's done well with his life out of junior football, and here he's putting back into, building this Westshore Rebels team to be a force within the BCFC, as well as one of the community supporters and somebody that's going to get out in the community and help with everything.
We'll need some sandbags to get that tent back down. Something to get it in. And unfortunately, these are the best images we can give you right now, as again, Christian Beck's still on the ground being attended to now by multiple paramedics, and shame, a great turnout, I should say, for the Westshore Rebels here on their home opener here. A great day here in Langford, and the seats pretty full for Red in the Park.
It is, they get coming in. When I first saw the crowd just around game time, it was a little sparse, but then it, slowly filling up, and it's interesting being a Sunday game. We always used to play Sundays. The only games that were played on a Saturday were in Kelowna, and then we slowly evolved out of Sundays into everybody playing Saturdays. So I envisioned a pretty good crowd today because of being a Sunday. It's a little more laid back, and there's not a lot going around in Victoria or around Westshore at this point to say, yeah, I'm going to go to the ball game. And
while we're taking a break, why don't we talk about some new players for the Rebels this year? A lot of lot of first impressions here in the first game of the year. Gavin Session, quarterback out of Houston, Texas, and he came in here. I know the Rebels worked really hard to get him into town here in week 1. What can you say about him? He had an 86% completion percentage. He threw 18 for 21. He had 3 touchdowns, had 1 interception, 249 yards. What have you seen from Gavin so far?
I was impressed watching the game. Being the first game, the wider field, emotion, all those things. If you're coming out of the United States and you're playing static football, and now you've got receivers running all the time and 5 defensive backs, 6 defensive backs, I thought he did really, really well. But he also had a pretty good guy catcher who he threw to that made sure those balls were caught, and Zion Brown. But no, I thought Gavin had a really good start for his first game, and he reminded me a lot of T. Jesse.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't have that zip on the ball like T had, but he had that poise back there. He was able to read. He did all the little things you have to do to help your offense move forward and be positive. And I was quite impressed.
And then for the Valley Huskers, their new quarterback is Keyshawn Dorsey, who is a U Sports, came out of U Sports. He went from SFU to Laurier. He actually made the 2024 Vanier Cup with Laurier and backed up Taylor Elgersma, who is now with the Green Bay Packers. So
no way.
Yeah, so that's a pretty cool, kind of pipeline for him. And I know that the Huskers have really high hopes for what he can bring to the offense.
Oh, absolutely. And if he's a sponge, he's going to come in here and he's going to be teaching other quarterbacks in the BCFC that this is what we did at U Sport when I went to the Vanier Cup, that type of thing. And that's what you need. There's so many young guys, and the game is all about quarterbacking. It's all about defense. And if you've got a guy that can, take the snap, read the defense, make the pitches, and just be the leader on and off the field, then you're going to have some success. And so far what I've seen, all the quarterbacks are all like that. They just have that poise to say, we're going to take this team to the next level and, do some good things about football.
So Keyshawn Dorsey, going to look out for him, number 6 today for the Huskers. Another returning player on offense is Josh Caverly, who played for them in 2023, and I'm not sure where he was last year, but returning to the team this year. And in 2023, he had 339 yards receiving, 3 touchdowns, and number 9 for the Valley Huskers, who we can also look out for as to this revamped offense, because the Huskers defense last year put a lot of people on notice. I mean, they were up there as the best defensive team in the league, and now adding a few new offensive weapons, I think they have really high aspirations for this year.
Oh, I would think so. And then they got Jawad Harb, that's a great running back. And I think the combination of the receivers they have with this young quarterback and the running game that's solid, if they've got an O-line that can make things happen, then they'll make a statement. They might be pushing, to host a playoff game. And I guess that would be your goal. Obviously, you want to win a BC championship because this year the BC champion hosts the Ontario champion in the Canadian semifinal game. But I think if you can first step, get that home game advantage in the first round of the playoffs, and then you never know what's going to happen.
So Christian Beck is the injured Valley Husker, still on the ground, and just trying to get him safely off the field. And it doesn't look great from where we're standing right now. So I believe we are going to take one last commercial break here, and hopefully we can get back to football action again soon. Again, we appreciate you guys all sticking around and waiting for this game to get back underway, as we will head to commercial break, and we will be back after these short messages.
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I am co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
going, show me around. On tip of our fingers, well, I never found all of the places we'll go where we are. Doors shut and open, well, life's never far behind. All these places are known to me. All these things that we'll see when we go.
Hey, this is Gio Lanuzzi. I'm from Victoria.
My name is Xavier Venkatea. I'm from Burnaby, British Columbia.
This is Cameron Cohen from North Vancouver.
Carl Hofflin. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
Hey, it's Marino Diella. I'm from Victoria, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite movie? Right now it's gonna be Sinners. Just came out. Love that. The soundtrack's amazing on that movie.
I don't even know. Probably White Chicks, to be honest. It's good.
I don't even watch movies like that for real.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Good. Do you want to come out too? Are you gonna go see that?
I already watched it.
And?
It's okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete? Michael Jordan, for sure.
Dan Marino.
Hi, Jan.
All time, definitely Bo Jackson. Love the dual sport, baseball, football, love that. And I'm a Raiders fan, so.
Tyreek Hill.
Le'Veon Bell.
Who? What's your favorite video game?
Right now, this new game, Rematch, just came out, soccer, kind of like Rocket League kind of mix. It's nice, yeah.
Probably Rocket League.
This is Rocket League!
I'd say COD. I used to play a lot of COD.
I don't really play anymore.
What was your favorite game?
Fortnite.
Right now I'm playing Marvel Rivals and a little bit of Grow Your Garden on Roblox.
If you had to pick one, who is the GOAT?
My mom.
Prime Cam Newton.
Probably Muhammad Ali, just influential person all around, and just in boxing, so yeah, Muhammad Ali.
Tom Brady's stories, it's amazing, but Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all on the same level, you know? It's like the mental, that's where it's at.
Dan Marino. I have to.
Were you named after Dan Marino?
I wasn't,
No.
but I have to like him. I can't not like him.
Hey, this.
And that was another episode of Know Your Rebels. And Paul, I'm sure you know because you've been around football so long, but there's no lack of personality when you go around a football team.
Oh, absolutely. And that's the one thing, when I got out of coaching, that's the one thing I missed. You know, you game plan and you're looking at film and all that stuff. But it was during warm-ups when the guys would be out at practice and/or games, and it was an opportunity just to walk up and down the lines and spend 20, 30 seconds talking to them. How was your day? You know, and if you knew they have some problems with a girlfriend or at home or school, just ask them how that's doing. And then you also find out who the characters are. And that was the best part, because the team is always full of characters, but then there's those guys that are just step right out and they are the real characters, and you got a blend. And with the blend, that makes the team, and everybody gets along, and once you understand where that character's coming from, it's just all part of the laughs. It's all part of being a friend and somebody you're going to hug each time you see them for the rest of your life.
And that's one of the things that maybe gets overlooked when you look at a football team is it looks like, Christian Beck is being put onto the stretcher now, and looks like he is going to get put into the ambulance here as the crowd gives a warm round of applause here for Christian Beck as he's being carted off the field. But just one of the winning formulas on a football team, it's not talent, it's a lot about chemistry and cohesion in these 40, 50 groups of men, and how they can come together as one.
Yeah, and it's, you hear about it in all the sports. Like you take hockey, there's a lot of talk about some guys that are traded to another team, but they just don't mesh with the guys that are there in the change room. And it's the same thing with football. You've got 65, 70 players, and all it takes is one guy that upsets it. And once you get everybody on the same page and you allow the leaders to lead, then it becomes, along with winning, hopefully, but it becomes fun. And then you look back, because these guys have an expiry date. They're 22 and under. and their life is all in front of them. And that's what I liked about it, is I come to these games and there's guys that are 60 years old that I coached for 2 years. And it's like I'm their long lost best friend, you know, and that's how I feel about them as well. And so that's what this is all about. This is all about just developing young men into be tomorrow's leaders, the guys that'll get out in the community and make a difference, and just have the opportunity possibly to go to school to play football, or get a degree, or, you know, maybe like a Kieran Passant or a Jacob Bond with the Okanagan Sun, that chance to play professional football.
For sure. So Christian Beck has been loaded into the ambulance. We're just kind of getting reset here on the field. And a very good note, I know we didn't show it on the cameras, but Christian Beck gave a good thumbs up as he was going into the back of the ambulance there, which is always a good sign. And again, we're just hoping the best for Christian Beck, and again, hoping him a speedy recovery, and hopefully he can be back on the football field at some point soon.
Absolutely.
So there are the two ambulances driving off the field. We haven't seen the Huskers back onto the field yet, but the Rebels looks like have scurried back to the dressing room to possibly get their helmets, and it looks like there is daylight now to get this football game back underway here after a lengthy delay. And again, we thank all of our viewers who have stuck around here and waited for this game to resume. And once again, we're just going to be thinking of Christian Beck here.
Yeah, and hopefully everything's okay. He gets x-rays done and it's not as bad as everybody's making it out to be. And has an opportunity to catch the ferry with the boys tonight and doesn't have to stay over. And I would assume both teams now will have a quick little warm-up just to get themselves back ready to play.
And again, because we haven't had a chance to watch a play in a while here, just to give you all an update on the score, it is 7-0 Rebels as they received the kickoff. And on the first play, it was Tyrell Hoffland who returned a kick for a score on the first play of the football game. And then on the ensuing kickoff, Rebels kicking to the Huskers, that was when the injury to Christian Beck occurred, and we have been in a delay ever since. And just taking a look at my watch, we're at 4:45, and we kicked off at 4, so yeah. We're 45 minutes in, and we've had 2 football plays.
Yeah, again, the challenges of football. Collision sport, you're going to have some injuries, and you'll never hope that you have one like we just had, but they're going to happen.
So both teams going to get loose here before heading down back to the sidelines. And that's, as you said, hydration and making sure you're loose, because you're sitting on a bench for 40 minutes and all of a sudden you're thrust back into a football game. I mean, it's not really the ideal scenario.
Yeah, and like I said, coaches have to make sure minds are back focusing on the game and not dwelling too long on Christian. He's in good hands right now, and he'll be looked after. Now you go back to the task at hand. As they came over here to play a football game, and hopefully everybody settles in. And same with the coaches. You know, a lot of the stuff that affects coaches as well. You know, the guys that coach those particular positions, and you lose a player seriously like that, it takes its toll. These are young coaches too. A lot of them aren't far removed from playing in this league, and they're going to have the same effect as players would have.
Let's talk about Rebels' new head coach, Connor Bryan. Obviously, this Rebels program now, it's 3 head coaches in 3 years, and Connor Bryan has been a part of this program for a few years now. 2022, he kind of came back into the fold. He played for the Rebels from 2014 to 2016. Just what are your impressions on Coach Bryan?
Well, to be honest with you, I was a little surprised. I didn't realize he was, attaining to be a head coach. I think he's a good choice. He's got youth sport background, and he's been with the Rebels for, 4 years now as an assistant coach, and it's his first chance. But he comes from good stock. His grandfather was one of the gentlemen that started juvenile football in Victoria back in the late 50s. And I played for him, I don't want to say the year because it makes me sound old, but 1970. And great guy, just a great gentleman. And watching Connor when he was coaching, as well as a player, he had the same mannerisms, that same drive, but a respectful drive. You know, he's not going to get overly excited about little things, and that's just what his grandfather was like. Just a gentleman that saw the progress and encouraging young men to be better as they grow. And but I think it might be a good fit because the last 3 coaches they had were from out of town.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't grow up in the program, the culture part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So Connor has, so maybe that's one of the things that he will be able to do is to impart the wisdom and the commitment, what the Rebels mean in this community to these players they bring in. And when you have that and you believe in that, you're going to draw players that have that same feeling, you know, have grown up that way to do what they have to do to play the sports. And then it's the Rebels. You know, they've got a culture now where players will want to come and play for them. So I think that helps them out as well.
And on the other side of the team, Bob Rice, who's been a part of this program for a few years now. How do you know him, and how does he run his ship?
Well, Bobby played when I was president of the BCFC, and again, and member, you know, as a part of the board back in the, I guess it'd be like 94 to 97, something like that. Bob played for the Abbotsford Air Force, and he was, I forget the year, maybe 1996. He was the outstanding defensive back in the league. A couple times an all-star, and just a gritty performer. And again, he went to school, I believe it was the University of Manitoba, but they came back and got the opportunity to coach the Huskers, and it's taken him a while to really impart his philosophies and what he would like to achieve with the Huskers. But as he's gotten older, he's also starting to understand his importance part to these players, to the community. And ever since 3 years ago when that started to get out in front of them, now you've seen the Huskers improve. They've got that little bit of a swagger, and just where kids believe that the team in the Valley can do something positive. You know, so I always liked Bob. He was a little bit of a hothead when I was president. You know, there's a few letters he had to receive from us, but I also understand that. You know, that's just part of the game, especially when you're a young coach. You're coaching, but you see the game like you're playing. So there's little things that happen that get you upset. And but I think he's done a very good job.
So we are back on the field. Huskers offense is going to take the ball just at the 25-yard line, and hey, we're back to football here as Keyshawn Dorsey, under center, going to snap the ball, take it. He's going to hand it off. It's going to be a flea flicker play. There's an open man downfield, and it is caught, as that is a big play out of the dressing room as Trey White with the reception, as it was looked like a little bit of a Philly special there, and that's a big gain for the Huskers on the first play.
Yeah, just a little flip out to the running back. There was Rogan Vergata, and wide open receiver. White was wide open, and if it was a little bit better pass, but obviously the wind, I think, probably played a little havoc with it. That would have been a score. But a good start, good start.
1st and 10, and here's a play action pass down the sideline. That is going to be caught, but he is going to be wrapped up fairly soon, as that was Josh Caverly on the reception. It's a gain of 1, maybe 2, and not much doing there for the Huskers. They're going to have to convert a long second down.
Well, there you saw the speed of the Rebels where they were able to get out on that real quick, and they had about 6 defenders there, so went to the short side there, which, you know, it limits you what you can do. There's less field to make a move, but it looks like I was kind of surprised. I thought they'd feature the run for the first couple plays here.
So 2nd and 10, Huskers near the midfield line as Dorsey snaps the ball. He's looking downfield. There's an open receiver, and it's going to be caught. There is a flag in the backfield, but that is Dag Mora, and we talked about him during that delay. Going to be one of the big pieces for this Huskers offense, as we'll await to see what this flag is, but it looks like it's going to go against the Rebels.
Roughing the passer against the Rebels, and yeah, Dag's a good receiver. Last year he caught 28 for 404 and 5 touchdowns, and he's one of the go-to guys. So this is 3 straight passes, and you get the 15-yard penalty on top of that. So that's going to move the ball, looks like, down to around the 22-yard line. The Huskers right in scoring position right now.
And that was Caleb Ahiram on the flag for the Rebels. And he is out of Bristol, UK. So So he came a long way here to play for the Rebels. He's actually part of 3 Rebels who have come from the United Kingdom, as PJ Hudson and Joe McGovern are the 3 UK Rebels on the team this year.
Oh, that's great. That's one of the things that the CJFL opening up what they call global players allows the teams an opportunity to search the world for these guys, and there's lots of scouts over in Europe and the United States and all these different countries that are pumping players out and making contact with our coaches.
That was Isaiah Boutin on the tackle there for the Rebels. It was a gain of 3 or 4, but there was another flag. And it looks like this one is against the Rebels again. So penalty trouble early here for Westshore.
Yeah, they had a few penalties last week that didn't really hurt them, but I think they had 12. So it's something they've got to clean up a little bit, and it hurt them last year more than I thought it should. But
yeah, the last few years they've been one of the top penalized teams in the league. And when I talked to Coach Brian this week, he said that was a big point of emphasis, was to get rid of those penalties, and so far it hasn't really worked out. As on first down, here's a run to the outside by Jawad Harb, and he's going to break the edge and get a good gain. And there's another flag. So let's wait and see, because the Rebels could be looking at something worse than where the ball was spotted. A nice run there by Harb.
Yeah, that could be a hold against the Huskers as well, but if it is, it came in after yards were gained, I would think.
So let's see what the call is, and we're just waiting for the call from the official. Here it comes.
Well, Huskers are walking back, so it's probably against the Huskers. Yeah, holding.
One day we'll get those ref mics set up.
Yeah.
Holding on the offense, 10-yard penalty.
There you go. Hear it off the PA. So that's going to set the Huskers back here.
Yeah, they did get the first down, so where the foul occurred, they had get first down, so they come back 10 from that point and get a fresh set of downs here.
Ball spotted at the Rebels' 18-yard line, and the Huskers in the red zone. As here is Dorsey on first down. He's going to go mobile. He makes a spin move to gain a couple, but not before he is brought down by Will Bromelo out of White Rock, BC. And that's going to be second and about 5.
That was not a bad play. The quarterback, as he rolled to his left, he has the confidence there to fake the pass, and it just froze the defenders a little bit. Didn't get a big gain, but it was still a positive gain for them. And now that tells the defensive defenders that this guy can run. So we got to be aware of that. Mind you, they haven't seen film on him yet.
No, this is the first game for the Valley Huskers. They had a bye in week 1, so this is the first look at the 2025 Huskers as Dorsey going to throw, but that is tipped, and I believe that was Manny Fautiu, number 62 for the Rebels, who got in on the pass, and that's going to set up third down, and the special teams unit out for the Valley Huskers.
Yeah, just a hard rush by Manny, and like you teach your defensive linemen, you see the quarterback's eyes, you can't tackle him, get your hands up, and good things can happen out of that. And he bats the ball down. Now they're going to try the field goal, but not a bad little start. You know, for the Huskers, the challenge was there to get their heads back into the game, and they put a little passing clinic on for a little bit there, and they make this. They'll be rewarded with some 3 points and make the field a bit better.
Carson Turner with a 22-yard field goal attempt here. And here's the snap. It's a bad hold, and it is up and through. So good recovery there as Rogan Vergata had trouble with the snap, but it's still kicked through the uprights, put 3 on the board, and the Huskers now trail 7-3.
Rogan made a nice play there because a lot of times guys will want to pick the ball up and run, but he had the wherewithal just to calm it down, pin it, we'll get the field goal.
So both teams do score on their opening possessions, although in different fashion. Again, the Rebels offense didn't even have to go on the field as number 82 Tyrell Hoffland ran it all the way in on the opening kickoff. And it looks like the Rebels have receive a kick here, or have they? There's 2 footballs on the field, so I'm a little confused at the moment. And it looks like they're going to kick off here, so that's going to be the play. And Carson Turner back out there for the Huskers after kicking the successful field goal.
I think he's going to keep it away from Tyrell for sure.
Yeah, number 82 for the Rebels on the right side of the return here. So they're going to try not to kick it to him if possible. after he torched the Huskers special teams unit for a touchdown on the first play of this football game.
Well, it'll be interesting to see. You know, the coverage is going to be a bit different too. The Huskers will slow it down. You know, adrenaline was flowing on that very first one, opening kickoff, their first game. So now they'll be a little more calmer. They'll run down their lanes, be patient, and then move on the proper angles to try to cut it off.
The wind knocked over the ball in its holder, so they had to reset, and they got to reset again as the wind causing havoc here for the kicker here, Carson Turner.
Yeah, now they have to hold it, so there'll be somebody holding the ball. If it falls over again, somebody will have to pin it.
And the wind going to kick up right at the exact moment here again. Nope, holds this time, and the ball is away. And they are going to kick it to Tyrell Hoffland, who is going to go the exact same route he went on the first play of the game. And this time he is not going to make a house call. He is going to be tackled just shy of the 40-yard line. It's a bit of a pile up there, but another good return there from Tyler Hoffland, who looks to be the special teams expert on this team.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, the way he's got that gliding speed, and then when he turns it on, he's got a burst, and that set up exactly the same way. But the Huskers know they're going to take the outside away, so as he made the cut up the middle, that probably picked him up another 12 yards.
Wonder what the 7-Eleven reference is on his back pads. Does that mean he's open all the time? Do you think?
Oh, could be. Yeah, no doubt.
Or he's a really big fan of Slurpees,
That's
big gulps.
True. That's true.
I'll ask him. Gavin Session onto the field for the first time here at Starlight Stadium as the quarterback out of Houston, Texas, takes the snap on first down. It's a screen pass to Hoffland. He's going to cut around the edge. He's going to look for the sideline, and the Huskers going to beat him there, but he has enough for the first down as number 82, Tyrell Hoffland. He had 5 catches for 43 yards in week 1, and he's already made a statement here in week 2.
He's been every time the Rebels have had their offense or kick return team on the field, the ball's been in his hands. So, and that was a good play. Again, just a small little behind the back pass where you got defenders out, blockers out, just get what you can get, and he picks up about 12 yards.
So 1st and 10 as the Rebels march towards midfield. And Gavin Session, again out of Houston, Texas. Big-time recruit, had 249 yards passing in week 1 with 3 touchdowns. He's going to get Hoffland into motion here and snap the ball, looking to his left, and that was a miscommunication there as the Rebels receiver, Kingston Friedman, wasn't even looking for the ball there, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Kingston might not have got if there was a change of play there on the call, because he just went straight down and Session threw it well behind him, and he's kind of lucky it wasn't picked off.
So 2nd and 10, first time we've seen Session in this scenario today. And again, the Rebels O-line stacked with talent. And let's see if Carter Williams might get involved in the backfield. He had a big week 1 as well. We'll get to him shortly. And Carter Williams going to be rushed off. It's going to be an empty backfield set. Session looking downfield. Here comes the pressure. He evades it. He's going to go again. And he is going to be hit big time by about 4 Huskers as he only gets a gain of about 5 as Session looked downfield, didn't see anything. And he's going to be brought down, and the special units team going to be forced to punt this ball away here for the Rebels.
Well, I thought on that play, it was wise of him to run, but I thought he bailed a little bit too quick, and that allowed the Huskers, obviously to converge on him and limited his gain to 5 yards. But if he stood in there, because there wasn't really a lot of heat on him, it was just a little bit of pressure coming that he could see in his eyes. So sometimes when you see that, the clock in your head says speed up, and your feet take over, and you don't get a chance to settle. Well, they got the wind at their back here, so this could be a punt real deep.
And the referees blow this one down here. It looks like a timeout being called here by the Huskers.
Yeah.
So that's going to be the first timeout of this football game, and not sure what the Huskers said.
Too many men on the field, I think.
So
it was wise to call a timeout. Yeah, they had too many men on the field, so that's something they have to fix before the next return team goes in.
So both teams will have a drink of water, talk this one over, and the Rebels going to try and pin the Huskers deep in their own territory here. They've got fairly good field position for this punt. And Jordan Kranz looks to be the kicker here. Didn't have him on my bingo card for the kicker, but I'm not sure if he had the punting duties or not last week.
Yeah, I think it was Simon Hales,
yeah,
I think, yeah.
So
Okay,
let's see how Zach does here. And this will be the first punt of the football game. And Kranz with a good kick, got some wind behind it. And this one gonna roll all the way near the end of the end zone, and looks like the Huskers not gonna return this one, and it's gonna be into the backfield. It's gonna be a single point here for the Rebels. So make it 8-3, I believe, unless it doesn't have to go all the way through. You're the expert here, Paul.
As soon as he picked it up and knelt down, they gave up the single point,
okay,
which was really, really smart because they would have been started on about their own 1 yard line. This way the ball comes out to the 35.
So it's my third year doing this, Paul, and I've almost got the rules down, because otherwise I was really worried today that I was going to be me just doing this thing, and I would have had no idea.
I had no idea the traffic was going to be like it was.
But you were a rock star. You pulled in at the last minute and knocked it out of the park.
I was thinking, okay, what are you going to talk about? What are you going to talk about? And I'm like, okay, well, it's going to talk about the Huskers and the Rebels. Okay.
The two teams playing football today. So the Rebels faithful going to make some noise here, try and get the Huskers offense off of their game. Again, they had a field goal on their first drive. Gio Lanuzzi got taken off the field here.
There's a fake, I think.
As
number 16 goes down.
Ben Matai says, out my leg. Actually, you know what? Put the magic spray on it. I think I'm okay.
He has to come off now, apparently, since the trainer came on the field. Not the trainer, sorry. It was the water person.
So
okay, they took the timeout, so that saves them from having to miss a play.
Interesting turn of events there as Gio Lanuzzi on the field, off the field, back on the field. And then Ben Matai trying to draw the injury timeout, but they're going to have to use one of their actual timeouts here.
Yeah, they were one guy short when Gio came off. They're one guy shy, and Coach Connor obviously didn't want another one of those deep passes going down the middle with no deep help.
So Keyshawn Dorsey and the Huskers offense back on the field. It looks like head coach Connor Bryan wants some clarification on the call on the field. As again, a good turnout here at Starlight Stadium for the home opener, the red in the park. And once again, a windy, doesn't seem windy on the field, but boy, oh boy, does it seem windy up here. And it looks like we're just about to be ready back to playing football here. As Dorsey going to be right under center here. And receivers in motion, good snap. He's going to fake the pass and look way downfield. Does he have anyone? No, he doesn't, as he was looking for Peyton Lake all the way down the other end of the field and showing off a good arm there, but a little too far. And it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, it was a good pass, but again, I'm a little surprised they're not featuring Harb a little bit, because he's a 1,000-yard rusher, and on first down, I think I would try to establish the line of scrimmage the best I can, but you do have a quarterback that knows how to throw the football, and they've got a good stable of receivers. So I guess the game plan is we're going to be a throwing team.
So here's Dorsey on 2nd down, going to throw once again, and he's got his receiver down the sideline. Looks like he pulled it in. No, they're waving it incomplete.
He dropped the ball, I guess, when he stepped out.
So Trey White, the intended receiver, but that's not going to be a converted pass. And here comes the special teams unit as we'll have a better look at it on the replay.
That was a really nice pass. It was just a 12-yard out, catch the ball, but he didn't survive the contact when he got pushed out of bounds.
It looked like he had the ball, but he might have not have gotten both feet in bounds. That could have been the call. But regardless, the call was not debated, so looks like the Huskers are going to punt this one away. And it will be Carson Turner. Again, 1 for 1 on field goal attempts today. This is his first punt of the day.
And just as the wind picks up, he's got to punt into it.
It's a bit of a crosswind here. It feels like it's blowing right at us. So it'll be blowing to his right, and coverage team nearly got there for the Rebels, and this one going to get just past half field, and this is going to be Elliot DeWood, number 30, as he breaks a tackle. He's got some daylight, but that daylight is going to be snuffed out as Jack Winey with the big tackle. And there is going to be a flag on this play as Jack Winey of the Huskers came across with a big hit. And Jack Winey was a 2023 NCAA Division III All-American. And that was a big tackle there on the return.
Yeah, I think he's called for a late hit on this one. If the return man had stayed outside, that wouldn't have happened. But he tried to slow down and looking for a cutback. Lucky for the Rebels, it's a 15-yard penalty for a late hit. And
looked like it was actually not Winey. It was the second Husker who came in for the late hit after DeWood was tackled there. So that's a costly penalty there for the Huskers, and that's going to move the ball into Valley territory as the ball will be spotted at the 46-yard line here, and another chance for the Rebels here to add to their lead.
Yeah, I think Husker could have definitely avoided that tackle, and unfortunately he hit the Rebel returner, which they're going to call that every time.
Here is Carter Williams, and looked like Sonic the Hedgehog there as he tumbles his way for a gain of about 5. And Carter Williams had a big week 1 in Prince George, 15 rush attempts, 150 yards on the ground, and a touchdown.
He had a great game, and it was kind of like his breakout game. And last year he was on the verge, but that game I think he really showed that he's going to be one of the dominant running backs in the BCFC. And he runs low. He's like a spring. His legs are very strong, but he can change directions all the time, at any time.
Here is second down. They're going to go back to Carter Williams on the misdirection, and that's going to be a close call. I don't think he has enough quite for the first down. We'll have to see where the ball is spotted as they go to number 28 again. And Carter Williams, the first 3 weeks of the season last year was just running wild. And then that game against Okanagan where really the story of the Rebels season really changed. He got injured in that game, his knee, and he was never really the same the rest of the year.
Yeah, and that's one of the the hardships of football is when you do get injured, coming back from them, it takes a long time. You're worried about it going to get hurt again, and there's a lot of external voices talking to you as well. Your parents or your girlfriend or your job. Don't get hurt because you're going to miss work, or don't get hurt, you're going to miss school, that type of thing. And you got to really be very confident that you can make it happen.
3rd and short, and I don't think the Rebels got this, but there was an offside flag, I believe, against the Rebels, so this could set the play back even further once we sort out what the penalty was here.
Yeah, it might be. If they didn't get it, obviously the ball's going to turn over to the Huskers. They'll decline the penalty. Yeah, that's what they're saying. It looks like turnover on downs on the Rebels. But no, Carter's he's waiting for the breakout, and in 2 weeks' time, the Sun are going to be here with Garen Hardesty, and him and Carter going head to head. So that'll be like a homecoming for both those players to be able to chat and talk. But I think they're some of the best 2 running backs in the BCFC, so it's going to be interesting.
So that was actually an offside call against Valley.
Oh, there you go.
So that is going to be a huge help for the Rebels as they get a new set of downs here at the 32-yard line. So new life here for West Shore.
You'll see Robbie telling Gavin to throw a pass on this one. They've run the ball 3 times in a row, so it's time to put it in the air.
So Session with receivers in motion, empty backfield set. He pumps the throw, going to try and roll out of the pocket. He's got pressure coming all over. He's still looking downfield. He's going to throw across the body. He's got a man. Oh, it's just incomplete. What a play that would have been, as that was Jeremiah Beckwith in the end zone, in and out of the hands. And we almost called TSN there to roll that highlight pack.
Yes. But I think about Beckwith got the sun in his eyes a touch, maybe a touch. The way the shadows are, he had his hands up quite high to his face, and sometimes it's difficult to catch a pass when your hands are right in front of your face. And the sun might have played something, or just one of those, the presence of the defensive backs around him, distracted him a little bit.
Session now, 2nd and 10. He gets his receivers in motion, empty backfield set, takes the snap, going to throw in the pocket, and it is going to be caught, as that is Tyrell Hofflin. He's trying to get free. Here he goes. He can't be brought down. He just misses the touchdown, as Hofflin breaks about 3 tackles and gets an extra 10 yards, and the Rebels are knocking. It's 1st and goal on the 1.
Yeah, just a a curl over the middle and then just say, okay, run. Use your legs, do what you can do. And he made a spin move there that caught a couple of the Huskers flat-footed and almost scored. Ends up on the 2-yard line. But great position for the Rebels. Still first quarter, they can extend this lead here where they're be looking pretty happy.
First and goal, and let's see what the Rebels do here. Session. The receiver's in motion, and he is going to hand off to Carter Williams, and he is in for the score. Rebels touchdown, and they take a sizable lead here in the first quarter.
Yeah, Carter made a quick move to his right, back to the left, and a big hole, and all you got to do basically is fall forward from that point. Be credited with a touchdown.
So Carter Williams, touchdown in week 1 and a touchdown in week 2 for number 28. As now it will be Simon Hale who's going to try and kick this extra point. Zion Brown going to be his holder.
Yeah, having Zion as a holder gives you an opportunity to use his legs on 2-point conversions to try to fake them.
The extra point is good, so that will make it 15-3 as the Rebels now up by just about 2 scores.
And now the Huskers have to dig a little bit deeper, try to find that little magic potion they had with that opening drive. But now that the Rebels' defense have seen what they have, they're going to find it a little bit tougher. But the Huskers have a lot of offensive weapons this year, so it's one of those things that they got to find the rhythm. Again, this is their first game. They got to find out what they have success with, and what they're struggling with, what they got to go back to practice on. So it's a learning curve for these guys as well. But you don't want to get too far behind in this first half because we're still 5 minutes to go in the first quarter, and you're down 15-3.
So Simon Hale going to kick this one away. And to return here for Valley, it's going to be Junior Mankaya on the left. And I don't quite have a number on the right side, but that's where the ball is going to, as it looks like it's going to be Grady Andrea on the return. And the Rebels special teams unit swarms in there. And the tackle is going to be made right at the 25, and the Valley Huskers offense back onto the field.
Yeah, there were a lot of red jerseys around him as he got into the pile there. But again, good coverage by the Rebels to keep them within inside their 30-yard line. It's a long field for the Huskers now, and with this wind, you make things happen. You get the ball back, they punt into the wind, and you might get really good field position. Well, let's see what the Huskers can do. Again, they've been throwing the ball quite well, haven't set the run up yet, and that might be something that Coach Reese says, okay, let's settle down and let's get the run going.
So Dorsey on first down. He is going to hand it off down the sideline, and that is Jawad Harb. And he is going to have a lengthy run there, gain of about 12 before being brought down by Bronson Pfeiffer. And there's the run game you're talking about there. That might be a place that they want to keep going here.
Absolutely. And, you got to use his legs. He put up over, I think it was 966 yards last year, and almost a 7.5-yard carry every time he touched the ball. So use him.
Jawad Harb's goal for this season is to crack that 1,000-yard mark. Let's see throughout the season if he can get there, as it's a 1st and 10 here. As Dorsey going to take the snap, and it's going to be a run right up the gut. And there is Harb again. That's another gain of 12 or 13. And I think the Huskers have found their point of offense here. It's another first down.
Yeah, just straight up blocking, nothing fancy. Just get on your man, push him backwards. But again, a little jab step to get the linebackers moving, and then step back and make the cut and pick up what you can.
So another fresh set of downs here as the Huskers are marching up the field here. Ball just past the 47-yard line. And they're going to go run once again. Harb up the middle. And that time Manny Fatu is going to be in to make the tackle, but it's still a sizable gain, about 6 there. Going to set up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, Bryce Ruther just got his shoestring on him there before Manny came in and finished him off on the ground. But again, the Huskers are setting up the pass, obviously, because the last 2 plays, the Rebels linebackers have been stepping closer and closer to the line of scrimmage. And you keep them close to the line of scrimmage, you're going to outnumber the defensive backs back there.
So here is 2nd and 5, and it is going to be Harb again, and that's a gain of 8 once more. Gio Lanuzzi going to be in on the tackle, but not before the chains get moved again. It is another Huskers first down.
Yeah, again, just use the man that's got the legs and just give him the ball, see what he can get, and so far he's having good success. And definitely averaging probably 10 yards a run on the 4 plays that he just had.
So Harb going to take a break here, justifiably so, after he was the focal point in the last few plays, and in comes Grady Andrea. Yeah, running back here, 1st and 10 as they are now across the midfield point and into Rebels territory. And takes the snap on first down will be Dorsey. It's another run. It's Andrea down the left side, and a pretty good run once again there, as it's a gain of about 6, call it, and not before on the tackle Miles McPherson. He had a sack in week 1 coming out of York University, and Coach Dexter Janke. A little bit of a pipeline there.
Oh, that's right.
2nd and 5.
Yeah, no, Andrea there just ran a little handoff sweep to the left, and he made a cut back up. But right now, the Huskers' offensive line is getting into the Rebels' defensive line and creating those little seams with the quickness of the running backs to find a hole.
Here is Dorsey on the move on 2nd down, but he overthrows his target there as Dag Mora was the intended receiver. And now it is decision time for the Huskers. Do you go for it on 3rd and about 5 here in Rebels territory?
Yeah, I think that's what it looks like. Quarterback's still in, but I thought Dorsey should have kept running there. I thought he had an opportunity to pick up the first down because he threw in a double coverage. And again, the pass was high, so there's no chance.
So here we go, 3rd and 5. Dorsey telling his offensive line his instructions. And hold on. Offside there by a mile there, as a bunch of the Huskers jumped the line, but is it against the Rebels perhaps? Did they jump first?
I think they're saying illegal procedure against the Huskers.
So let's wait and see here.
Unless the Rebels defenders got into the ball area, once you pass the football, then you're definitely offside. But if you just put your foot in the neutral zone, you can get back before the ball is snapped.
So the official's going to talk this one over. And this is the fun part of BCFC football, a lot of flags.
Oh, no kidding.
As I'm trying to hold our tent down here from blowing away on us.
They're saying offside and procedure maybe?
So
on both, so it's down over.
Replay.
Offside on the offense, offside on the defense. Replay the down.
So we're replaying the down here. Ball will stay put. Downs will stay put. And let's do this all over again. As we are approaching a minute and a half here in the first quarter. As again, that lengthy injury delay set us back about an hour here. As now Dorsey on 3rd down. He's going to scramble his way. Will he get the first down? He will.
Oh,
as
close.
a smart play. I think he made it there, but we'll wait and see where the ball is spotted.
Yeah, where the official is, yeah.
As that extra move there by Dorsey, I think, got him the first down.
Oh, it's smart on his play to pull it down like that.
Sponsors,
But
Butler Brothers, West Hills,
also
Sweeney
the
Moving, and
scary part
Northern
is
Star
you come up
Plumbing for their
a
support of the Westshore
yard or
Rebels.
half yard shy or an inch shy, and you turn the ball over to the Rebels. And you got not a bad drive going here, all based on the running ability of the running backs. And you want to keep that going. You want to turn this into points. You have to turn this into points.
So the ball spotted about the 37, 38-yard line. And Dorsey going to go right under center, and it's going to be Jawad Harb, and he is going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage as a great tackle by Will Bromelo is going to set the Huskers back about 3 yards. It's going to be 2nd and long on a big tackle.
Well, that's a play they've been running this whole drive, is that one to the left, and Bromelo he found the seam and kept his shoulder square to the line of scrimmage and was able to make the tackle for a 2-yard, 3-yard loss.
First time that Jawad Harb has been stifled in this football game. And now the Huskers need a big play here to keep this drive alive. As Dorsey takes the snap, here comes the pressure. He's going to stay in the pocket and throw, and it's caught by Peyton Lake right in the middle of coverage. That is a huge gain as the ball is going to move up just shy of the 10-yard marker. Big play there by Dorsey finding his receiver.
The Lake got off the ground really, really high on that one, and that's what he did all last year. He was able to make plays. You know, he's not a real big guy, but he's got the jumping ability, and he's got great hands.
So 1st and 10. And the ball is at the 15-yard line here, and the Rebels defense needs to come up with a stop to at least try and get only 3 points on the board, as Dorsey going to throw this one on a slant route, and a good job on the tackle there, as that's Isaiah Boutin, and he makes a tackle on Trey White, but it's still a pretty sizable gain. Call it 2nd and short.
Yeah, again, just a short little pass.
Also pick them up at the merchandise
Catch
booth
it,
in
get
the
what
end
you
zone.
can get.
If you want to use
now
debit,
it's going to be 2nd down, and
proceeds directly support
looks
the
like
West
about
Shore Rebels.
3, but I think that's the end of the quarter. I understand everything. Yep, end of the first quarter. So gives the Huskers a chance to catch their breath and come up with a play, because again, you want to come away with points on this drive. It has to be, and it should be a touchdown.
Okay, so that's the end of the first quarter. We're going to step away for about 60 seconds as your West Shore Rebels lead the Valley Huskers 15-3. We'll be right back.
We're all looking for it. A place to reignite your soul and to awaken your inner child. To leave feeling awestruck, not because of the destination,
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I am co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company.
And we are back here at Starlight Stadium, as on 1st down, the Rebels defense swarming the offensive line, and I think it's maybe a short gain if anything, but now the Huskers looking at 3rd down and long here.
Yeah, I didn't understand that play. Quarterback faked the handoff to Harb and then wanted to follow him up the hole, but the Rebels just had too much push, and I think threw him for about a 4-yard loss.
So the Huskers going to go for it here. Big play here, 3rd and 7. And Dorsey looking end zone. He's going to throw, and it is going to be incomplete, and no flag on the play, as the Huskers sideline really wanted a call there. The intended receiver was Trey White, but nothing doing, and that is going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, just I thought it was a poor pass. He had some guys open a little bit more onto the field level, but again, the Rebels step up, they make the play, turnover on downs. Now, look at a long field here, but now what are the Huskers going to do? You know, you can't let them put together a drive. You want to be in a position here, you get the ball back, in pretty good field position.
So that was Cameron Cohn in coverage there, breaking up that play. And now the Rebels offense going to take over at their own 15-yard line. Again, coming off that touchdown last drive in the first quarter. Going to see if they can replicate that success here, as Session has Williams in the backfield, and he is going to hand it off, and he is going to be swarmed there from pretty much the moment he touched the ball. And it's a gain of a couple, but not a lot there for Carter Williams.
Yeah, again, just try to get him off tackle, let his legs do the work, making the cuts. Yeah, just short gain, but the Huskers did bring somebody off the edge. I think it was Raiden Masson that kind of forced everything inside.
So Session here, second and long, needs to make something happen here. Empty backfield set. There's a flag off the snap, and it's either a free play or a pointless play. Is Session going to throw down the sideline for Zion Brown, and that is going to be incomplete as Cole Shanks was in coverage there. And let's see what the penalty is, as it was pretty much right off the hop.
Yeah, excuse me, they forced him out pretty quick, so Session got it. I thought he could have kept running, but made the decision. Offside against the Huskers.
Oh, well, it was a free play then for Session, so moves up 5 yards. Call it 2nd and 4. So new life here for this Rebels offense to try and stay out on the field. And it looks like the official has something else on his mind. And it looks like it's got cleared up. And play clock is on. Here we go. So 2nd and about 4 here for Gavin Session in the offense. And he's going to send Tyrell Hofflin deep down the left sideline, and he's looking there right away. And he's going to throw it short. It's going to be caught by Jeremiah Beckwith.
First down.
And I think he just broke the plane. That's going to move the chains. So good catch there by the tight end, Beckwith, and first down here for the Rebels.
Well, that was a good pass by Session. It has some authority to it. And Beckwith was just in the little curl zone, made the catch, and just past the first down area. So when he got tackled, he's going to have first down for sure.
So ball now up to the 25. And Session takes the snap. It's going to be to Carter Williams as he looks inside. He has nothing doing and not much on the outside either. There's a big tackle there, as that was Joshua Tutt. Number 23 on the Huskers making the big tackle. It's a short gain, if anything, and 2nd and long again for the Rebels.
Yeah, Huskers defense flew very well to the ball, and they just had nowhere to go as they outnumbered the Rebel blockers. So they had a loss of 2, and again, this I think the first 2nd and long that the Rebels have faced this afternoon so far.
Session gets his receivers in motion. Here's the snap. And it's going to be a throw to Zion Brown, his first reception on the day, as he loses his helmet on that contact, and he is going to be right around the marker there, but I think he's just short. We'll wait and see where the ball is spotted here.
Well, one official's got his foot on the line. If that's that, it's a first down.
And other officials are saying 3rd down. So hold on here.
They're saying first down. They're moving the sticks.
So a little bit of confusion there from the officials, but it does look like a first down. So first reception for Zion Brown, and he's going to move the chains.
Yeah, he has to come off because his helmet came off. So generally, if your hat comes off without anybody putting pressure on it, you have to leave the field for a play.
So the Rebels continuing this drive. Hasn't been a lot of big plays, but enough short ones to make it work. As Session is going to fake the handoff here on first down, and he's going to run it himself, and he's going to slide right around the 40-yard line. So it's a gain of about 5. As looks like he didn't like any of the options he had, so he called his own number and gets a short gain.
Very, very intelligent to get on the ground too. No sense taking a hit that's unnecessary. It was a quick decision too. As he rolled out, nobody open, tuck the ball, run, get on the ground, and end the play. And he's got 2nd and 5 to gives you the whole playbook's opened up now.
So Session getting his receivers in motion, empty backfield set, and he is looking right away. Here comes the pressure, and Session just evades it. He's going to throw up a pretty weak pass, and it is intercepted. As in coverage, that is Cole Shanks. As the head official wanting to talk over something here, but just a tough play there from Session, who threw under pressure and unfortunately right into coverage.
Well, they're saying that there's a flag down, and I guess it's against the Rebels. Wait a minute. Holding against the Rebels, that would be declines, would be a turnover with the interception. Yeah, I thought Session, as he took off, if he had I don't want to say keep running, but he made the decision to put it up. But I think whatever wind is out here at the field level held that ball up a little bit and allowed the defensive back to get his hands up and out-jump the receiver to make the.
So a tough turnover there for the Rebels offense, and Huskers going to get the football here at about the 43-yard line on their own side of the field here. And the Rebels defense going to look to hold the Huskers off the board once again. As Huskers have been knocking their last couple drives, but just haven't been able to score some points.
Got some good help from the defense. Let's see if they can utilize and take advantage of that for them.
As on first down, it's a run by Jawad Harb. Only gets a couple there, and it's going to bring up 2nd and long.
Yeah, they might have been going to the well too often now with Harb back there with those middle runs. The Rebels, I'm sure, have been tutored to say don't overcommit, stick to your hole, do your responsibility, and we'll limit those gains.
Here is Dorsey scrambling out of the pocket. He is hammered as he throws, as Will Bromelo had the big tackle there, and really no chance to make a throw there, and that is going to be a 3rd down as the special teams unit going to hop out here for the Huskers.
Well, Rebels had good pressure on him, and he was indecisive when he was going to throw. Again, good coverage where he had to pull the ball down, and then he just felt too much pressure, and Bromelo had him in a position where, okay, I'm going to really make the hit on you, or you better throw the football. And simultaneously threw the football as he made the hit, and incomplete pass, and Rebels are going to get the football back. And that was number 42, I believe, when the Rebels came off. Looked like he was holding his wrist. Simon Kerr.
Yeah, out of Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. Went to Miller High School. Looks like another Rebel is also down on the sideline there getting attended to. I can't get a number, but it looks like he's going to be okay. That was Caleb Ehiram. Looks like he's going to go get some attention.
Yeah, I heard something.
So the Huskers going to punt this ball away. Carson Turner, he's been busy today. Good snap, good hold, and the ball is away, but that one is very, very short, and it is going to roll backwards, and it's going to be picked up there by Elliot DeWood, and he's going to be out of bounds. Flag on the pickup there. I'm assuming it's no yards, but we'll wait and see.
As ball bounces back, yeah, you still have to give 5 yards once across the line of scrimmage. But I was kind of surprised that the punter didn't get after the football because I thought he had a good chance to pick it up, and because he doesn't have to give yards. But that'll be a 5-yard no yards penalty, and it'll give looks like the Rebels are going to get the football at about the Huskers 50.
So fresh off the interception, Gavin Session back on the field, going to look to get this ball downfield.
They're at the 45.
Ball spotted there. And we're just approaching the 8-minute mark of the second quarter. Again, we had a lengthy injury delay off the second play of the football game. Again, if we hear anything regarding Christian Beck, we'll let you know, as he was carted off the field by ambulance after an apparent ankle injury. Session gets the ball on first down, stays in the pocket, throws. That's going to be caught. Nice play there. And that's a great throw, as that's Josh Nevin, I believe. Double check here. But that's a nice throw there by Gavin Session, and that's going to move the chains on the first play of the possession, as it's Blair Van Bruchet out of Calgary making that catch for a first down.
Yeah, the Session had just a good patience to stand back there in the pocket, and the receiver just made the break over the middle, wide open, make the catch, first down.
Here's Session on first down, a little bit of pressure. He's going deep for Zion Brown, but he can't get there as it's just a bit over his head and incomplete, as Session was going for it all there on first down. So Rebels going to come back here as we see the replay, and just a little bit too much air under that one for Zion Brown to secure the touchdown as he was past the defense there.
Yeah, he was wide open, but Session let it go a little bit too early, and before Zion was able to get to complete his route, if you will, and get himself settled.
2nd and 10. Ball at the 30. Session has pressure coming. He's going to roll out of the pocket, and he's got pressure coming from all ways, and he is going to be brought down as that's, oh gosh, forgive me on this name, Andy Ofushain. Afoshuheni. Andy Afoshuheni. Thank you.
He's a linebacker, plays very, very well. I just normally call him Andy.
From now on, I will also be calling him Andy. As Afoshuheni makes the tackle.
In all due respect, yeah. Just I don't want to. If his parents are watching or listening, I don't want to butcher it. Just Andy made a great play.
So that's going to bring out the punt team here, and it's going to be Zach Kranz again. So the Rebels playing around with their kickers here, and this one going to be kicked down the right side. It's a pretty good kick, and it is going to roll into the end zone. And did the Huskers run that one out? Nope, they did not.
No,
That's going to be a single point there for the Rebels, so make it 16-3. As the Huskers will give up the single point and get better field positioning here as we're approaching the 6-minute mark here of the second quarter.
Well, now the Huskers have to do something. They came up with that bad punt. Luckily, all the Rebels got out of it for the Huskers was only a single point, but I think this is the time of the game in the second quarter where the Huskers have to put some sort of drive together, eat some clock, and come away with some positive points. And the Rebels just do what you're doing. You're playing pretty good defense right now. Keep the quarterback contained, and you should have some good success.
So the Rebels defense out onto the field once again. A lot of returning names that we'll get to shortly here as Keyshawn Dorsey takes a look at his options, and there is a flag, and the Rebels seem to think it's on the Huskers offensive line here. We'll wait and see while the call is being made. Probably a legal procedure, I'm assuming. Yep, that looks like it. So it's going to be set them back 5 yards.
Yeah.
And this Rebels defense, a lot of big returning names: Bryce Ruther, Gio Lanuzzi, Jonah Anderson, and new defensive coordinator Brandon Gandire, who actually played for the Rebels back in 2016, went to the Cullen Cup, and played for the Regina Rams for 4 years. So he brings a lot of U Sports knowledge as well. As Dorsey now looking at 1st and 15. Here comes the pressure, and he is going to be brought down on the sack, as that's Bo Nouvremont. Great play there by the Rebels defense, and now it is 2nd and extremely long.
Yeah, it was just a bull rush. He just kept push. He pushed his guy back into the quarterback, and the quarterback standing there, and he says, "Oh, I'll just make the tackle." So he gets a good sack out of that one.
Bo Nouvremont made a statement in his first year here in the West Shore last year and looking to build off it this year. That's a big sack there for number 13. And now the Huskers look like they're a mile away from the first down marker, as Dorsey's going to need to reach deep into his bag of tricks, as it's another big rush here, and he might have some room here. Here goes Dorsey getting near the first down. He's got it on the run, and he is finally brought down by Miles McPherson, but that's a 45, 50-yard run by the quarterback as Keyshawn Dorsey gets the legs churning for a huge first down.
And another flag on the field. It's got to be probably against the Huskers where it was thrown, but he was on his own out there. I don't see where a flag would be thrown unless the wind picked it up and took it from where it was supposed to be. But I guess they're saying yards were gained.
Keyshawn Dorsey again. Played under Taylor Elgersma, who was drafted by the Green Bay Packers. And that was a big play. He's holding his ribs. He took a big hit there at the end there. And let's see where this ball goes.
Yeah, yards gained, so it was come back 10 yards, first down.
The ball will be at the 35.
So it was a good run by him to get the first down. Unfortunate that you get a illegal block, which pulls you back a bit, but you get a fresh set.
Yeah, I was surprised there at the Rebels defense going all for it. Big rush there at 2nd and about 30 yards. As on first down this time, the Rebels D-line is swarming the ball, as I believe that was Jawad Harb in the mix there, as that's going to be no yards gained, if a loss, if anything, and that's going to be 2nd and long.
Yeah, Rebels right now, their defensive line is controlling the offensive line pretty good. They're not getting any push at all, and the Rebels are doing all their plays in the Huskers backfield.
So 2nd and long. Harb is in the backfield here for the Huskers. And here's the snap by Dorsey. He's going to step back a few, and he is going to go himself again. And he's going to try and get past Bronson Pfeiffer, and that's a big hit. But that's enough for another first down, as we are seeing not only the arm but the legs of Keyshawn Dorsey really paying off here.
Again, he got the pressure up front, and he found a hole, and he's going to take off. But again, you're a quarterback that's based on your arm, and you're using your legs, but when you use your legs a lot, you also take a lot of hits, and that wears you down during the game as well as for the next play here. He's run the last couple, and he's got to be a bit tired.
Here's a handoff to Jawad Harb on first down, and he's going to be brought down after a short gain, as P.J. Hudson was right there but just got his shoelaces, and it'll be a short gain still here for the Huskers, as it's about 2nd and 7.
Yeah, Harb he broke the tackle of the Rebels defender, and didn't pick up a lot, but again, a positive gain for them. But the Rebels, again, they're flowing to the football really, really well right now, and they're playing with a lot of confidence.
2nd and 7. Harb in the backfield here for Dorsey. Receivers in motion, takes the snap, a little bit of a confused play there, and there's a short gain, as that is Dag Mora on the reception, but not enough for a first down. And that's going to bring up 3rd and about 3 as we're approaching here the 2-minute warning.
Yeah, we got the 3-minute warning right now, and Huskers decision time for the 2nd down and a long 2, or sorry, 3rd down and a long 2. They're going to be a tough place to turn the ball over with plenty of time left on the clock.
That play looked like Harb and Dorsey had a little bit of a miscommunication there, because Harb went for the ball like he was supposed to get it, and then Dorsey just kind of got rid of it right after the play. So.
Yeah.
3rd-minute warning has been signaled, and we'll start the clock once again once the play runs. There we go. As Dorsey has Harb in the backfield again, gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap. Here's a rush coming from the Rebels, and a throw,
nice catch.
And that is going to be caught, or is it? No, it's being called incomplete, as they're saying he didn't have control of the ball, as that is Armin Sharma. He is arguing the call, and let's take another look at this.
It has to survive the contact with the ground regardless, but I thought he did. But no officials are running in to say. No, he didn't survive it. So there's your turnover on downs for the Rebels with 2:25 to go here in the half. Ball at midfield, but again, the Huskers just haven't found that little magic ingredient to keep things alive, and the Rebels have been gaining more confidence as this game's been moving on.
So 2:25 on the clock here, and the Rebels going to get one last chance here to put some points on the board. A session with an empty backfield on first down, and it is going to be Kingston Friedman, as he is going to be knocked out of bounds after a gain of about 6. Call it 2nd and 4.
Yeah, just a quick little out, just get what you can get. He had a blocker out there, and he picked up 7, so you got to be happy with a 7-yard gain, and the clock stops now, 2 for you.
So Ryan Vincent into the ball game here at running back. He's got Tyrell Hoffland as well, and it looks like a timeout must have been called here. And our play clock reset by the looks of it.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get that sorted out.
It was about 2:20, I think, left in the.
Yeah, I saw 2:25 is what I saw. But let's stand by here. 2:17, there we go. Oh, they're saying 2:16 maybe. So we're just waiting for our game clock here on the field to be adjusted, and we'll get back underway. It's again a very stop and go first half here, obviously with the lengthy injury delay.
Yeah, and lots of flags too.
And lots of flags as we're approaching 6 p.m. and we're not even halfway through this football game.
Oh, I wouldn't be surprised in the second half be shortened up a little bit time-wise, and halftime go a little bit quicker than normal.
So here on second down is going to be Tyrell Hoffland, and wow,
very nice.
He made 3 guys miss, but he would have needed to make 7 miss in order to get to the first down marker there. There is a flag on the play here, however. I'm not sure if it was unnecessary roughness or we'll
Could have been a hold against the Rebels, or a legal block, but no, Hoffman made a couple really nice moves there, but every time you make a move, the defenders are converging, and then you just run out of space and you're outnumbered at the point of attack. Unless they got a face mask on them, maybe?
Well, we'll await the signal here from the officials.
The Rebels are walking backwards, so. Unnecessary roughness, chop block against the Rebels. That'll take it back 15 yards. It'll be second down over and a long way to go. I don't know. I think I might have declined that penalty because you might get it. Rebels decide to punt, but now you got to.
It looks like they did lose a down there, though.
Oh, they did. So it must have been post play. Must have happened after the play was over.
So it's third and very long, and the Rebels going to be forced to punt this one away after a very short possession there. And they'll be kicking into the sun here as the sun begins to set here at Starlight Stadium.
Yeah, you don't see that type of penalty that much anymore with block below the waist because of the way kids are being taught through all of football to keep everything above the waist.
Here is the punt by Zach Kranz, nearly blocked, but just gets it off enough. And here's going to be another no yards penalty, I believe. No, maybe not.
I guess not, yeah.
Tackle made at about the 34, and the Huskers do get the ball back here before the end of the half.
Yeah, Raiden Massa, number 5, the Huskers almost got his hands on that to block that kick, and he had a good rush come off the outside. But the Huskers not bad field position. Starting at their own about 42-yard line. No, sorry. Where are we? 34-yard line. And they still got 2 minutes to go before halftime, and Rebels here can do a lot of bending as long as they don't break.
It's Keyshawn Dorsey back out onto the field here, gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap. He's going to throw it pretty quick, but not quite to his intended receiver, which would have been Trey White, as that one bounced about a couple yards in front, and 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think that pass is indicative of the pressure he's been getting. He's starting to release it. He's not stepping into them, and he's throwing it with more just his arm, and he's starting to feel that pressure for sure.
So 2nd and 10. Clock barely moved there. We're at 1:57. And here comes the pressure again on Dorsey, and he's got nowhere to go this time, as once again, I believe that was Will Bromelo. I'm checking number there. It is number 47, and Will's had a huge game here in the first half as he's been causing the Huskers all kinds of issues up front.
Yeah, no, they just say Rebels had good push on that one, but I was surprised that the quarterback didn't stay to the outside. He cut back in, and that was where Bromley was waiting for him to make the tackle and bring them up into a third down and about 16. Again, a good position here for the Rebels to get good field position with 1:50 to go to add to their lead, which in my opinion would seal this game because the Huskers really haven't found that part of their offense that they can say we can make this work.
Here is a kick here, as it's a good one by Carson Turner, and Tyrell Hoffland going to pick it up at his own 40-yard line, and he scouts the field and nowhere to go there as there's 3 Huskers waiting, and the Rebels going to take over at their own 50. As Tyrell Hoffland, who again had that explosive return on the first play of the football game to put 7 points on the board, hasn't been able to recreate that success after that first play.
Yeah, I'm surprised that the Husker, well, mind you, he's the only guy back on that punt return, but they keep kicking to him. But that's not a bad return. You know, he just a nice, safe one. Make sure you secure the football, turn it over the old fence, and we got some time left here to do something positive. And again, the pressure's put on the Huskers defense to step up, and they have stepped up. They have played pretty well. They got an interception last time, and they've just, you know, haven't really broken. They've been bending, and allowing the Rebels to hold on to the football, but they still can't get that one thing to say we're making this work.
Here's a first down throw by Session, looking for Hofflin, but I think there was some wires crossed there as there was no one even in the vicinity of that football, and it's going to be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, I think he was expecting Hofflin to make a break to the outside because as the defense was in the zone coverage, so there was one guy running short that sucked up one of the defensive backs, and the deep guy went a little bit deeper, and Hofflin just kept going deep rather than making the break outside, and that's what Session saw. He said, okay, make the break, and that's what I'm reading, so make that break, but not on the same page in that play.
So 2nd and 10. Rebels looking to make something happen here before the halftime break. As lots of options here, receivers in motion, and Session going to roll out of the pocket almost immediately, going to throw down the field. Zion Brown's in double coverage. He makes the catch! Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Rebels!
That was a beautiful, beautiful catch. And Sessions made a smart decision there as he released it. He threw it originally where nobody's going to catch it, and Zion just made the breakaway and turned his body right around to make the reception. And beautiful 60-yard pass and run play for touchdown.
We get our TSN highlight after all, as Zion Brown explosive in week 1, explosive in week 2, and tack 6 more points on the board here for Westshore with the extra point coming.
Oh, they got to be really happy with that. And it's not, you know, the play was a success, but it was the effort of both quarterback and the receiver to make that successful, and very, very well done.
Extra point is up and good. Tack one more on. It is 23-3 for the Westshore Rebels, who are making a statement here in week 2 against one of the aspiring playoff teams here in the BCFC.
Oh, absolutely. And it's your home opener, so you want to get the crowd enthused. You want you want to win that one because everybody goes home thinking, okay, I'm going to come to the next game, But for the Huskers, again, game 1 for them, there's going to be some growing pains. But they got to be a little bit disappointed because they have a very good football team, but they're not all on the same page right now.
Zion Brown, 12 catches, 189 yards, and 3 touchdowns in week 1. And you can tack on another big touchdown score here in week 2 with lots of time left.
Last year, I forget, I've got it written here somewhere. For Zion, last year he was caught 45 passes with 785 yards, and he's almost halfway there now. And we're only in game 2.
Rebels going to kick this one away as Simon Hale onto the field here. And they are really kicking into the sun now as it's beginning to set. And Hale going to kick this one pretty well deep. And it is going to be Grady Andrea on the return here for the Huskers. And he's got some daylight. He's got the kicker to beat. He's going to go down the sideline, and good job there by Simon Hale to at least get a piece there and get him out of bounds. As that was a good return by Andrea, and they're immediately into Rebels territory here, and there's still a minute to play.
Yeah, no, I agree. Andrea made a nice cut there as he came back, but Simon Hales, I didn't realize he had that much speed, and he's able to track him down from behind to push him out of bounds. But a good starting point for the Huskers. With 59 seconds to go, you get an opportunity to maybe just get another field goal or just try to score a touchdown. But do something positive this drive so you can go into the halftime to say, okay, we ended off good. Okay, let's go out and start good.
Well, it's a 2-possession swing here because if you score points here, you're also receiving the ball for the second half to try and score some more. As Dorsey spending a lot of time in the pocket, he's going to go himself, and he's going to be tackled by 2 Rebels, but not before I believe he moves the chains. We'll have to see where this ball is spotted. Looks like it's going to be second and very short with about 50 seconds left on the clock, and it will be running.
Yeah, again, I thought he made the wrong decision on the cut. I thought if he kept to his left, he had a blocker out in front of him. But he cut back into the pursuit of the Rebels. We're again, limiting the game, but they're going to take a measurement here to see if it was first down. But I thought initially that it came up at just a few inches short, but we're also a long way away from the field.
So it looks like we're still seeing the measurement happen here, so bear with us. And again, the Rebels had 33 points in week 1. They've already got 23, and we're only at the half point here of this football game. So the offense and defense, for that matter, today have been very sharp.
Yeah, they really have been. And for the Huskers here, if it's short of a first down, it gives you a throwaway down to where you can come up and maybe you got a trick play, catch the Rebels napping. Because you want to try to use all the clock as well as keep possession of the football. So it's second down a little bit. Maybe they got a trick play here they can use, and then if it's not complete, or as long as you don't lose yards, then you got on third down, just quarterback sneak,
tush push,
get going. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure the Rebels are aware of that. But they do have a lot of guys tight to the line of scrimmage here.
Yeah, the Rebels secondary is pretty close to the line of scrimmage here. I'm surprised because it does look like there's a big play coming, and here it is. Throw down the sideline, and nearly caught, but I believe this is going to be pass interference as Cameron Cohn was in coverage, and that was Trey White. That would have been a Sports Center catch as well if he made that, but again, a little surprised at how caught off guard the Rebels defense was there, and that's going to move the ball up.
Yeah, they had the coverage, but the White got in behind him, but you get too close, and you're preventing the receiver from an opportunity to catch the pass, and the officials are going to throw that all the time. But in amateur football, it's only a 15-yard penalty, so it's not a point of the foul penalty, and so still keeps the Huskers possession of the football. First down at the Rebels 26, but saves the Rebels a little bit, a few yards.
So here is Dorsey, pressure coming. Nevremont just missed the sack, and Dorsey going to try and run himself, and Bronson Pfeiffer going to be in on the tackle, as that was nearly a huge sack by Bob Nevremont, but still a short gain there by Dorsey using his own legs once again.
Yeah, absolutely. Nevremont again. They put pressure on him right away, and the quarterback wants to eat the ball and start running. And maybe he just has to adjust his feet one way or the other to still have the ability to throw it. But it is feeling the pressure, that's for sure.
Here is a second down catch made, as that was Josh Caverly, and now the Huskers going to try and rush this as the clock is going to be running here in a second. 22 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, third down.
And third and very short, and looks like a timeout might have been called here. Wait and see what the officials' call is.
Yeah, timeout Huskers.
And the Huskers going to call their timeout. So 22.7 seconds left on the clock, and the Huskers in the red zone, but got to make a conversion happen here on third and short to keep the football going.
Well, you don't want to get in a position here where you use up too much clock. And to get this first down, mind you, they call it timeout, so the clock won't start until the ball's snapped, but you got to come in with points, and you don't want to waste this opportunity with whatever, I forget what time was left in the first half, 20 seconds or 19 seconds, but you got to come away with points, and you don't want to get too fancy, but you don't want to use too much time.
And again, we approach 6 o'clock here, local time, and we're not even at the halftime break. We're in the running for the longest game that we've called here.
Well, I did get a note from BCFC President Tyler McLaren. He's going to talk to the officials apparently at halftime, and there might be an adjustment on the how long halftime is. It's got the first down with a penalty on the play, as well as they might cut down on the quarters from 15 minutes to 12 minutes. So that's something that will be discussed between the officials and the head coaches, and if everybody's kosher with it, then speed the game up a bit.
Well, the Huskers have a ferry to catch as well.
Yes, that's the other thing. Yeah.
And we're at 6 o'clock. We're not even halfway through this game, and there might be a 10 o'clock ferry now that it's summer hours, but normally they run till 9 o'clock, and if you're not there by 8:45,
That's true.
You're sleeping in cars and on the bus waiting for the first ferry in the morning.
And that's one of the reasons why there's no overtime in BCFC because of the ferry connections. And
so, first down. First and goal, maybe, as Dorsey going to throw to the left side. That's going to be caught, and not quite enough to get the touchdown, as they're going to have to get this ball snapped quickly as Trey White makes the reception. And the ball is getting up to the 1 yard line here. Call it maybe the 2 or the 3. And now it's a goal line stand here for the Rebels defense.
Got 2 plays. Now that they got to put the clock time. There was 14.1 seconds left on the clock.
Looks like they're having trouble maybe spotting where the marker is for first down here. I'm not quite sure what happened.
It looks like maybe the chain came off, possibly.
Either the chain came off or the official had some bad tofu. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on down there.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like they're trying to fix anything, does it?
No.
I guess, yeah, maybe did he get hit? No, he didn't get hit.
I don't think so.
They're asking for trainers.
Well, I was just making a joke, but unfortunately I think he might be in a little bit of trouble here, so he might need a hand.
Yeah, it could be, there's you never know, but it could be dehydration a little bit. You're on the field, it's warm. And then, you don't have a water bottle with you because you're moving up and down the lines. Or maybe he twisted, as he's making a move, he twisted something. I don't want to speculate, but.
Looks like there is number 91 for the Huskers. Ty Folk is running over there with some water. And if somebody called him an ambulance, that was awfully quick.
Yeah. Ambulance and fire trucks.
Huh? Well, just when you thought this half couldn't get any weirder.
There have been more sirens today.
Here we are.
Wow, yeah.
So an extra break here for the players. And now that conversation about slimming the second half as much as possible really comes into play if this is another extended break.
Absolutely.
So let's wait and see what happens here. The Rebels still changing their personnel, so I don't think this break is going to be as long, but I do see somebody on the phone down there.
Yeah, I think being on the sideline, if the person is mobile, you can move them off and then get somebody else to hold the chains, and you can resume play. But again, not knowing the severity of what happened.
And we've talked about this, I feel like we talk about this every year, but Starlight Stadium, it's a turf field, and there's these little black pellets that are kind of fill up the field. And when the sun beams down at them at the right angle, they turn into, it's like you're standing on a fire. It gets so hot down there.
Yes,
so I'm wondering if that possibly played into it here, because if you're not wearing good foot protection and you're not staying hydrated, it feels like you're standing on just basically a bare fire.
Absolutely. And it's amazing, you look at this field and how it all lined out. And yesterday they had a soccer game on it where they take the lines off, and it's amazing what they can do in a short period of time to get it ready for the next day for a football game.
So again, we apologize for all the delays this game, but it's just one of those days, Paul.
It is. It is. Well, it's getting us ready for the rest of the season.
Yes, that's true. Get it out of the way now.
Yep.
And
yes. And I wasn't overly sure. I brought a jacket today. I thought, last time we were here it was a little cool. But it's nice and pleasant other than the wind.
Yeah. Those October, November playoff games, I tell you.
Yeah, they get a little wet.
Little wet, little chilly. This wind isn't so cooling, it's more freezing.
Yeah, that's true.
Just because the ocean's so close in proximity. And officials wanting to have a chat here, so this might be a longer break
they're going to call
than we think.
Halftime here?
Well, that would be terrible news for the Huskers if that's what they're doing.
Oh, what they'll do is, I would assume, if they're going to call at halftime, they'll come out and finish off this 14.1 seconds and then start the second half.
Gotcha. That would make a little more sense.
Yeah. Oh, no, Bob Reese would go bananas.
Yeah.
If they said...
if they lose field position and we start over. So let's see what happens here. We could be taking an early halftime break here. But again, we're reading and reacting and trying our best to read lips from here, so bear with us.
Well, it might be more serious than we first thought, for him to be down that long.
Well, I can see your wife Karen running up the sideline on the phone, so this could be a little more serious. So I apologize for my joking comments, as I didn't really understand the weight of what was going on down there when we first saw what was happening.
Well, like I thought it was a problem with the chains because it looked like he was kneeling there trying to fix something.
Yeah.
I hope it's not serious, like a heart attack or something.
We'll wait and see what's going on here. But if the players do go to the dressing room, I would assume this would mean a halftime break. Looks like the players are going to come off the field, so I think we're good to go to a halftime break here. It looks like the players are going to leave the field, and we will sort this all out when we come back from break. But again, thank you for tuning in here to TELUS Optic, BCFC TV, wherever you are tuning in. This is our impromptu halftime break, and the Rebels currently lead the Huskers 23-3. We'll be back with updates and such in a few minutes. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Jonah Anderson from Port Alberni, BC.
I'm Charlie Wiersma. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
I'm Bronson Pfeiffer. I'm from Victoria, BC, Canada.
My name is Ben Matai. I'm from Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
I'm PJ Hudson from the UK, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite snack food?
Chips, they're my weakness. I get bored of flavor, so you know I'm always getting something new. I like to say with Doritos though.
I'd say probably like biscuits, or you guys call them cookies. It's like a digestive, and it's got like chocolate on it. It's quite bad. I go for like a pack of those like like 3 times a week.
I'm more of a vegetable guy, so I think like peas, some cut up cucumber, you know, that type of stuff. I'm more into that, yeah.
Nice. I like sour cream and onion, not Lay's, Ruffles chips. I just like the, just like the texture,
I get made fun of this for a lot, but I really like chocolate covered jujubes.
What? The next practice, I showed up with like 2 boxes and I made sure that everybody had one. And I had maybe like 2 people out of the entire team who were like, yeah, this is good. So I caught a lot for that.
What sport would you play if you didn't play football?
When I was younger, I tried a lot of sports. I wasn't really good at soccer. I wasn't good at basketball really either. I probably would have done boxing, to be honest. I probably would have boxed though.
Soccer.
Hockey or volleyball. I like both of those. You know, I got active in it with my family and stuff, and I just enjoy it.
I actually played soccer. I played in high school. I played ever since I was like 8 years old, so I play soccer.
Probably hockey. Hockey seems like a lot of fun. I know how to skate, I don't know how to stop.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs. Yeah, easy answer.
My dog's passed away, but I have cats right now, but I'm a dog person. I love dogs.
Definitely a dogs guy. Yeah, no cats for me.
Oh, dogs for sure. Yeah, I'm not really a big cat guy.
I have a similar personality to cats. I like just lounging around and keeping to myself.
Okay, team, let's have a great show.
Rank is reflected in the positions and names.
Let's take a long close look where no one else can see. In a dream I was made of gold, and I knew just what to say. Let me take you far away, away. As long as I'm with you, I can do anything. As long as I'm with you, I can do anything. When you're looking for a way to go, won't you reach for my hand? 'Cause I will be with you, just need to hold on.
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I am co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land. We decided to change the name to more reflect our heritage.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
John and I have been partners since 1986.
In the old days, we bought lots and built houses and sold them, and we mostly build condo buildings now instead of single-family homes.
John and I go back to Norway quite a bit, getting ideas from there how to do things better. We're using solar panel on the roofs and electric car chargers. More and more people are driving electric, and we want to be prepared for the future and promote some healthy and environment-friendly options. And people seem to like that. We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Galbranson. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. I used to frame for Herald 20 years ago when I was just out of college. I became a lawyer down in California, and I was looking at my next step in my career, and I just took over as the president last year. And we have plans to expand what we've been doing by fourfold in the next couple years.
And now we're building very close to the downtown core of Langford, and we got mountains, we got snow, we got forest. Everything is in walking distance, basically. So you get a whole lot more for your money in Langford.
It's several years now been deemed or voted the best place in Canada to live. With all that, people are working from home and they're finding it kind of crowded in a lot of places, so we're trying to offer larger units for them.
And so what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
Okay, team, let's have a great show.
Rank is reflected in the positions and names.
Where are we going? Show me around. Tip of our fingers, well, I never found all of the places we'll go where we are. Doors shut and open, well, life's never far behind. All these places are unknown to me. All these things that we'll see when we go.
Hey, this is Gio Lanuzzi. I'm from Victoria.
My name is Xavier Venkatea. I'm from Burnaby, British Columbia.
This is Cameron Cohen from North Vancouver.
Tyrell Hofflin. I'm from Airdrie, Alberta.
Hey, it's Marino Diella. I'm from Victoria, and this is Know Your Rebels.
What's your favorite movie? Right now it's gonna be Sinners. Just came out. Love that. The soundtrack's amazing on that movie.
I don't even know. Probably White Chicks, to be honest. It's good.
I don't even watch movies like that for real.
How to Train Your Dragon.
Good. You want to come out too? Are you gonna
Yeah,
go see that?
I already watched it.
And?
It's okay.
Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest.
Who's your favorite athlete?
Favorite athlete? Michael Jordan, for sure.
Dan Marino.
Hi, Dan.
All time, definitely Bo Jackson. Love the dual sport, baseball, football, love that. And I'm a Raiders fan, so.
Tyreek Hill.
Le'Veon Bell.
Who? What's your favorite video game?
Right now, this new game, Rematch, just came out, soccer, kind of like Rocket League kind of mix. It's nice, yeah.
Probably Rocket League.
This is Rocket League!
I'd say COD. I used to play a lot of COD.
I don't really play anymore.
What was your favorite game?
Fortnite.
Right now I'm playing Marvel Rivals and a little bit of Grow Your Garden on Roblox. If you had to pick one, who is the GOAT?
My mom. Prime Cam Newton.
Probably Muhammad Ali, just influential person all around, and just in boxing, so yeah, Muhammad Ali.
Tom Brady's stories, it's amazing, but Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, all on the same level, you know? It's like the mental, that's where it's at.
Dan Marino. I have to.
Were you named after Dan Marino?
I wasn't, but I have to like him. I can't not like him.
We're all looking for it. A place to reignite your soul and to awaken your inner child. To leave feeling awestruck, not because of the destination,
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I'm co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land. We decided to change the name to more reflect our heritage.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
John and I have been partners since 1986.
In the old days, we bought lots and built houses and sold them, and we mostly build condo buildings now instead of single-family homes.
John and I go back to Norway quite a bit, getting ideas from there how to do things better. We're using solar panel on the roofs and electric car chargers. And more people are driving electric, and we want to be prepared for the future and promote some healthy and environment-friendly options. And people seem to like that. We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So I used to frame for Harold 20 years ago when I was just out of college. I became a lawyer down in California, and I was looking at my next step in my career, and I just took over as the president last year. And we have plans to expand what we've been doing by fourfold in the next couple years.
And now we're building very close to the downtown core of Langford, and we got mountains, we got snow, we got forest. Everything is in walking distance, basically. So you get a whole lot more for your money in Langford.
It's several years now been deemed or voted the best place in Canada to live. With all that, people are working from home and they're finding it kind of crowded in a lot of places, so we're trying to offer larger units for them.
And so what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
And welcome back to Starlight Stadium as both teams, actually just the Rebels right now, out getting their warm-ups in before the start of the second half. It's a little bit of an interesting situation here. Obviously the linesperson having a medical issue towards the end of the half, so the officials called an early half, which means that this half will start with 14 seconds on the clock, and the Raiders having the ball, or Raiders, why do I keep saying Raiders? Huskers have the ball near the goal line, and once those 14 seconds elapse, we will then start officially the second half of play. So the linesperson needed an ambulance, so we had to get the ambulance back out here. And we didn't want to take that delay because obviously these Huskers have a ferry to catch tonight. So we'll probably be playing under some different rules here for the second half.
Well, excuse me, the plan is to play a straight 15-minute quarters like we normally do. But they're going to try to speed the clock a little bit as far as hopefully not as many flags. I don't want to say they're going to be looking past any fouls, but just, maybe not be too energetic about throwing just a mundane type penalty away from the play type thing, as long as it's not a rough play or something like that. But they just, try to speed the game up because the Huskers have to catch the ferry, and I think all the officials other than one are Vancouver officials too, so they want to get home tonight, and especially to be in a Sunday game on Monday workday tomorrow for these kids that are, and the officials, and so you want to get home as quickly as you can.
It's just been one of those days, Paul.
It really has. It's been I don't think I've ever seen one like that. Obviously we have delays because of an injured player, but to also have a delay because of somebody that's working the downs box or the chain set has a medical emergency. That's never seen that before.
So the Huskers now making their way out onto the field. And the officials spotting the ball pretty early here, as the Huskers will need to do a quick warm-up as well here. And it seems like the officials are actually trying to get them on to play right away, and the Huskers don't seem too thrilled about that. So this is a bit of pandemonium even to start this half.
Yeah, well, it's new to the kids too, so there's, what? So hopefully everybody got a good stretch in because it's going to be right away. It's going to be collision right off the bat.
So the defense going to have to make a play early here for the Rebels.
And was this third down or second down coming up? I can't remember. Here comes the downs guy.
Everyone's caught off guard here. Fans, officials, players.
Second down he's got up there, so I would assume that's correct.
Okay. So the clock runs. We're still in the second quarter. And here's a quick snap here by Dorsey. Throw to the end zone. Touchdown.
It's by Mr. White. That was a nice catch up way above his head.
So Trey White comes out of the tunnel, catches a touchdown, and now they'll go to kick an extra point.
And another Rebel down.
Yeah, I can't tell who that is by our vantage point. I'm trying to get a number. I see a 4. That's about it. So
not 47, is it? No.
No, it's not Will Bromelo.
So it'll be interesting. They kick the convert, then they'll kick off. I would assume that's what the sticking to the regulation rules. And the clock will run out on the return, and then they'll turn around and the Rebels will kick off to the Huskers.
So number 94 is the injured Rebel, Marcus Fry. And not sure. Looks like something to do with his leg, but again, we're just waiting to see if we can get him off the field here and kick the extra point, or if more assistance will be required here as the wind picks up again. As this has just been a bizarre afternoon here at Starlight Stadium from pretty much kickoff. Got a power surge in the truck, and then touchdown on the first play, and then there was the injury to Christian Beck on the second play of the game, which required 2 ambulances onto the field and about a 45-minute delay. And then we got back to it. We were kind of in the flow, and then it was just flags galore. And then to end the half, the Lions person obviously having a medical issue as well. But nice to see that Marcus Fry is going to get off the field on his own power.
Yeah, a little bit of a limp, but he's getting some help.
So here's the extra point attempt by Carson Turner. And kick is up and through. Tack on the point. 23-10 is the score. So now 4 seconds left in the second quarter.
Right.
So they're going to kick this one away. Rebels are going to have a chance to return, and then I think we reset all over again. The Rebels are going to kick to the Huskers, and we're going to get back to it again. So just a bizarro day continuing here.
I was informed there was apparently a 10 o'clock boat tonight, so I guess if there's issues at the bus, you can phone ahead, make a reservation, get the boys home tonight. I'd like to try to find out later on how Christian Beck is doing, if he's going to be able to get home this evening or not.
Yeah, it would be nice to get an update there. Again, this is the only game in the BCFC tonight, the TELUS Optic game of the week. And the Rebels next week are on a bye week before hosting those powerhouse Okanagan Sun here at Starlight Stadium in week 4. So the Huskers crack double digits, technically before the end of the half, but 4.8 seconds left on the clock, 23-10. And Carson Turner going to kick this ball away here. It is Tyrell Hoffman, and it's going to be a short kick here. And smart play by the Rebels there. They're going to go down right away as Ryan Vincent returns it. Flags flew from pretty much the moment he caught the ball, so we'll wait and see what happens here. But I think the Rebels' idea here is get down, save the clock, and go Hail Mary here for a play.
Yeah, I think it might have been too many men by the Huskers. I think that's what might have been the call.
And Gavin Session has his helmet on, so he's thinking he's getting back out on the field here. So more waiting around here, which is not what we want for the second half of this game to go.
Absolutely.
Judging by how the first half went. Okay, had a visual. Let's make the call here, and let's get the offense on the field here, which looks like the Rebels are trying to do.
Trying to decide what's the penalty? They haven't signaled it yet. It's against the Huskers, I guess, so they're going to redo it.
And they are going to redo it.
Too many men against the Rebels.
Oh,
okay. I thought it was against the Huskers, to be honest with you.
You're like 9 for 10 on those calls there, so don't beat yourself too much there, Paul.
Well, I was counting the white guys, and I'm thinking, okay, I count 13, and didn't even think about the Rebel side.
So here we go again. Carson Turner. Now the clock stays at 3.5 here. So let's see. It was originally at 4.8. Who knows? They're going to long kick this one. And Ethan DeWood is going to receive this one at about his own 5. And the clock's run to 0, and he is brought down just past the 20-yard line. And Joe McGovern looks like he got away with a possible unnecessary roughness penalty there, but nobody saw it. So more commotion here, but hey, we've made it to halftime.
That's right. Okay, just quick halftime bands. Okay, let's go kickoff.
Yeah. Hitting the fast forward button on the VCR.
So the Rebels will be kicking.
And again, the Rebels scored a touchdown on the opening kickoff of this game. So the Huskers will receive here just to officially start the second half. Just when you think This game couldn't get any weirder.
Oh, I know. It's just,
it's just like, what's around the next corner? Do I dare open the next door?
Yeah.
You know? Do I want to know? Simon Hale's going to kick this one away for the Rebels. It's been him and Zach Kranz have been splitting the punting and kickoff duties. Haven't seen the field goal unit out yet for the Rebels.
Well, let's see what the Huskers can do here. They just scored to end the three-quarter half, but they get a good return here. They can add to their point total.
Grady Andrea on the return, looking up the left sideline, breaks a couple tackles. He's got some daylight. He's got the kicker to beat, and Simon Hales once again has to make a tackle. That's the second time today that the kickers had to get involved on the special units team. As the ball going to be up near midfield is a good return by Andrea there.
Yeah, it was similar to the Rebels' first kickoff return where they took back for the touchdown, and Andrea just can get to the left side and follow his blocking, get the hole, and then all you just leave it up to the legs, and again Simon Hales is there to make the tackle.
And that's that big 2-possession swing here where the Huskers score the last possession of the first half and have a chance for 7 more points here, and all of a sudden we're looking at a very tight football game. And Dorsey takes the snap. He's going to hand off to Juwan Harb. He's looking down the right edge, and he is going to keep chugging there to get a few extra yards as it's Manny Fatu eventually bringing him down. And Manny Fatu not getting up from this one. And looks like he's going to need some assistance here as Manny Fatu, a key piece of this Rebels defense down on the field. He was ranked in the top 50 of the CJFL rankings list, and hopefully he's going to be okay because he is a vital piece to this Rebels defense.
Yeah, it looked like he might have taken just a heel, sort of the upper thigh area, and just enough to knock the wind out of you to say, ooh. Yeah, it looks like it. He's okay. But he made a nice play there because he was able to get lateral as Harp was running the football to get in on the tackle at the end, and the Rebels didn't give any inside cuts. They pushed everything to the outside to limit the gain to 4 yards.
So second and about 6, call it here for the Huskers. As Keyshawn Dorsey has Juwan Harb in the backfield. He's going to throw it this time, has to get rid of it quickly, and doesn't find his receiver as that was Dag Mora, his intended receiver, but the Rebels swarmed the Huskers quarterback there.
Yeah, they brought some heat from his left side, and he felt it pretty early because he didn't step into the throw. He hurried it, didn't give his receivers the chance to get into their patterns. But good on the Rebels for making that happen because that's the game plan so far. What I've seen is make sure you put the pressure on the quarterback because he will get happy feet and he'll want to throw the football earlier than he's settled for.
So no major score on this drive here for the Huskers. They're going to boot this one away. And Carson Turner been busy today. Going to have another punt attempt here, and it's going to be Elliot DeWood in the backfield here as Bronson Pfeiffer got close to that kick, but not quite. And Elliot DeWood going to go out to his right. He's got a couple blocks. Can he get down the sideline? He's running out of room, and he's going to go to the left off the stiff arm. And good job by Elliot DeWood of finding the real estate there through the tackles. And that sets up the Rebels in pretty good field position here for their opening drive of the second half.
Yeah, that was a nice return. As he stretched it, the Huskers weren't sure where he's going to cut back, and so they would run, slow down, run, slow down. And then that gave him a hole on the outside. And when he didn't make the cutback, he had to spin with it to pick up on another 6 or 7. And good starting point for the Rebels on their own 52.
Elliot DeWood out of Cole Harbour, Nova Scotia, all the way across the country. Coming here to play in the West Shore, and now Gavin Session. And the Rebels offense on the field, first down. It's going to be a handoff to Carter Williams, and he is going to be snuffed by that Huskers defensive line. Nowhere to go, maybe a gain of a couple, and that's going to bring up second and long.
Yeah, just another one of those inside runs, and hoping Carter's can make a jump cut or some sort of cut to find another hole left or right. And the Huskers didn't really budge on that, but it's still not a bad pickup. It puts you in a comfortable second down and about 7 where you can run or throw the ball, and I would suspect that Session's going to put this one in the air.
Second and long. Carter Williams in the backfield. Session takes a snap. Here comes the pressure from the Huskers. He's going to stay in the pocket and throw. He's looking for Beckwith. He's got it on the catch as Jeremiah Beckwith with a big catch. It's a gain of about 25, but hold on. There's a flag in the backfield, and let's see if this play is coming back.
It looks like it's coming back. Could be, well, it was coming from the side there, so it might have been legal procedure or offside. And the Rebel receivers offside.
So that's a big hit to this Rebels drive. Looked like a big gain, and they are actually going to be set back 5 yards. So they're going to need to convert again on a second and very long play.
It was wide open, and that was a great catch considering, you look at that sun when he's looking back into that. That was a really nice catch that he made. And for Session to find him too, he hung in there, kept his feet moving, but he didn't panic with them and was able to set the throw.
Session, second and long, stays in the pocket, throws, going to be caught, and there's going to be some room for Tyrell Hofflin. He's got the first down and more, going down the sideline before finally being dragged down just short of the Huskers 40 as Tyrell Hofflin making a name for himself here in week 2. It's another big catch.
Well, that was a great route as well. He came across the middle, right in front of the safeties, made the catch, and then his speed gets involved, makes guys miss. And then sooner or later, if you can make that last guy miss, you're scoring, but you're picking up first down and you're still alive.
So a fresh set of downs here in Huskers territory here. The Rebels looking to tack on some more points. Session gets his receivers in motion, empty backfield. Here comes the pressure. Session rolls out of the pocket. He's looking deep downfield. Here's the throw. It's going to be caught. Jeremiah Beckwith right to the goal line, just short of the marker. A huge gain as Jeremiah Beckwith moves the chains, and the Rebels are knocking on the door.
Yeah, smart play by Session, because when he rolled out, he kept the ball up, and then he tucked it a little bit, and the defenders are now put on an island. Is he running or is he going to throw? And he decided to throw the ball. Excuse me, Beckwith just made the catch.
So the Rebels going to bring in their big package here. They've got about 3.5 yards to the house, and let's see how they tackle this. They've been here before and they scored. It was Carter Williams punching it in from the 1, and let's see. Williams not on the field to start this play. As Session takes the snap, he is going to fake the handoff and throw, and looking for Zion Brown, but into coverage and incomplete. And that one close, but not quite, as he was looking for his favorite receiver on the right-hand side.
Yeah, and good coverage by the Huskers on that one, too. I think as soon as Session took the football, the Huskers knew he's going to be throwing, and especially without Carter in the backfield. And just, good coverage.
And I'm going to mess up this again. Johnny Cadogan in coverage there for the Huskers, and the Rebels going to use a timeout here to talk things over. Second and goal, it's a pretty crucial play here. It looks like offensive coordinator Rob Lerville wants to talk to Gavin, go over his options here on a big play.
Well, they've been moving him on the last few plays left and right. So maybe that's what Rob's thinking now, is just to get his legs going, use the field. If there's nobody open, get what you can get. You're only out with a 4-yard line. You might be able to just sneak it over by stretching the field, find a little hole, cut back through for the score.
So timeout nearing its end here. Session back into the huddle here. Second and goal from about the 4. And let's see if they go run or pass here on this short yardage play. Still a big, heavy set here.
Oh, he's heavy to the right with Hofflin and Brown out there. Maybe that's where I'm rolling too, because those guys got great hands.
Here is the snap on second.
There,
he's throwing again.
open.
Wide open is Tyrell Hofflin, and he has it for the touchdown. Tyrell Hofflin with his second score on the day. And the Rebels answer right back after that major score from the Huskers to end the half, and they restored their sizable lead here.
Yeah, he was inside receiver, and Brown just bent it over the middle, took the cornerback with him, and Hoffman wasn't wide open, but enough for Session to just throw the football comfortably for the touchdown.
So the extra point, Simon Hales onto the field here. Trying to tack on one more and make this a 20-point lead. And the Huskers have their work cut out for them here, but still early in the third quarter, lots of football left to play. As here comes the snap. And looks like they got called on perhaps a delay game there. Maybe didn't snap the ball off long enough.
Yeah, delay game for sure.
So they're going to have to back them up and try and kick this again. Which is more delays. Is there a rule, Paul? I'm sure you would know this, but for the fourth quarter, could they go to 12 minutes if they played the third quarter at 15?
Yeah, they can mess with the time as long as the coaches all agree. And that's one of the big tough part of it is getting the coaches to agree. Because the guy that's losing is saying, oh, you get 50 minutes, you know, you're going to take time away from me. We can come back and win this. And obviously the team that's leading say, oh, yeah, for sure, we'll go. But they can mess with the timing, you know, like on out of bounds plays, they can keep the clock running. They can, I know years ago there was a game at Bear Creek Park in Surrey. I think the Rebels were playing, or the Vancouver Island Sharks, one of the two, and after touchdowns they kept the clock running.
Right.
You know, just to speed it up a bit. So there's stuff you can do, but you got to make sure that the coaches are all on board with it and understand, so after the fact they don't blow a chip and start complaining, writing letters and things like that. But in a game like this, it's still relatively close, and if the officials will keep the flags in their pockets, that'll speed things up as well.
So Simon Hales, no good. Looks like it was wide right on the extra point attempt, so those couple penalties cost the Rebels a point. So keep it 29-10 after two flags go against the Rebels and set them back, and no extra point for this one.
But it doesn't hurt. They're still up by 19. At some point, if the Huskers get close, they've got to come up with a 2-point play to pull it out or, you know, get close. So just everybody just play. Like the Huskers, they scored in that last play of the first half. They moved the ball relatively well on the first time they had it to start the third quarter, but then they just couldn't hold the Rebels there on there. They had a good return as well as a couple nice runs by Session. So it's one of those things that the Rebels want to maintain that, and the Huskers say, okay, we got to come up with something. We got to score early here to keep ourselves alive in this one.
Simon Hales going to kick this one away as Raiden Maston and Grady Andrea going to try and return this one, looking directly into the sun, and a smart job to punt kick that one right into the sun, but Andrea with some nice hands gets it. He's going to cut into the middle, try and go around the outside. He's going to try and break the edge. He does, got some extra yards there, and he runs out of bounds just past the 40. And there's a late flag that might set back the Huskers a little bit, as it looked like a late hit there by somebody. I'm not sure who, but we'll wait and see what the official says. But another good return here by Grady Andrea, who's had a great day returning the football.
He really has, and he's been doing a lot of it on his own. He's made people miss, and then he outruns his blocking. But that was smart to get out of bounds, so taking an unnecessary hit. But I would assume this penalty is probably something to do with, as Rebels get in the bench, as they're on the chase from behind, maybe somebody in the bench area push somebody, or you get caught up in there and there's so many white jerseys around, there might be somebody that's not in the play, hits you a little bit, and they think it's somebody from the play, and because it was definitely unnecessary roughness.
So that will set the Huskers back to their own 28-yard line. And that is where Keyshawn Dorsey and the offense will have to start from here. And again, lots of football left to play, but they've got to start making some big plays here down the stretch drive to try and make this lead a little bit smaller. As on first down, it is going to be a handoff to Harb. And there's a flag. I believe it was a hold in the backfield as Isaiah Boutin was right there. And it looks like this is going to be going back again as Harb was carrying the ball to try and crack the edge, and a hold.
Yeah, I think that was Brandon Halsey, number 82, got a hold of him, and definite hold. Anytime you create an area where the defender can't make a play and it gives an advantage to the running back or the receiver, they're going to call that every time.
So it is first and very long, about 20 yards now.
Yeah, big hole here for the Huskers. Turnover here, give the Rebels good field position, and this game would be, you might as well call it right away because it would be well out of hand.
So Dorsey into the sun is going to snap this ball barely onside. Here comes the pressure from the Rebels D-line, and Dorsey going to take it himself, and Bo Nevremont and Bryce Ruther with a big tackle. It looks like Ruther almost took the worst of that as Bo Nevremont fired up after a huge hit on the Huskers quarterback.
Yeah, I think Bryce ran into his own guy too as he's coming through to make the tackle. His own player took probably the bulk of it, but the quarterback definitely got whooped.
Ouch. Yeah, Bryce definitely took a big hit there from Bo. But it looks like he's still out there and he's all right. So Dorsey on second and about 13. He's looking way downfield. Here comes Bromelo. Here comes Fatu. And down goes Dorsey. A huge sack. And it is 3rd and a mile. And here comes the Huskers special teams unit.
That was all on coverage because as quarterback rolled out, his eyes are downfield, nobody to throw to, and then he felt the pressure, but he kept his eyes downfield, but again, coverage had nobody open, and then sooner or later the O-line are going to, just lose your guys because you're moving your feet too much, and the defenders are looking, and you're not, so and then the Rebels put a ton of pressure on. But they've had a good game up front the entire game. Dominating, I shouldn't use the word dominating, but they've had their way with the Huskers defense and offensive fronts throughout the whole game.
So there's a safety. So tack 2 points onto the board for the Rebels as the Huskers didn't want to give up terrible field position on a punt. So they're going to give up 2 points instead and kick it away from their own 35. So make it 31-10 Rebels. And what a game from Will Bromelo as he gets half a sack there. He's already got 2 on the game. And Manny Fatu also getting in on the action. He's had a big game, causing all sorts of trouble from the defensive line. And that has been a big reason why these Rebels are up as big as they are at this point in the football game.
Absolutely. And you got to look at the D-line. The D-line has been mobile. They had that period there early in the second quarter where Herb was running on them pretty good, but the rest of the way they've just controlled. Anytime the quarterback drops back, he's in a run situation. They're not giving him time to set his feet.
So Session, empty backfield on first down. He's looking downfield and he fumbles the football, and it looks like the Rebels do recover, although we'll have to see where this goes as Session's eyes were too far down. It looks like there's an injured Husker on the field. And he's going to be able to get off the field on his own, which is a good sight. But it looks like the Rebels did recover that football, but a scary moment there as that could have really turned the tide of the game.
I think that's Nick Reimer that got hurt, 94. And that was just collateral damage going to the football. Your arms are trying to grab the football and other guys are falling on you, so he might have jammed a shoulder or something. But yeah, the Huskers had good push there. They didn't allow Session an opportunity to really set his feet, and as he ran, they just ran him down from behind.
Only a loss of about 3. So the Rebels still are in striking distance of a first down, but need a big play here.
Yeah, just keep the football. It's 7.5 minutes to go in the quarter. All you got to do is just keep the football, be patient. Is that 94 or 34?
94, that's 94, Nick Reimer.
Yeah, Nick Reimer.
Hopefully he's all right. Looks like a shoulder injury of some sort, and he'll get attended to by the training staff.
Yeah, it looks like coaches are just patting the butt. He's probably okay. No, I'm okay. Good to go. But he's got to get it checked out. That's the one thing all the teams do. Any little injury's got to make sure that everything is good.
Session and offensive coordinator Rob Lervold having a quick moment before stepping back out on the field. Play clock is running here. As we approach 7 p.m. here. Normally this game would be over. We're still only in the third quarter.
Man, I would have been home in my jammies by now.
And Session on the screen pass here to Carter Williams, and he is going to be out of bounds. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker, as that's the old halfback slip screen play, and not quite enough to make it for a first down. So probably going to mean that the special teams unit goes on the field, or are the Rebels feeling like they want to gamble? Nope,
Nah,
it looks like it's going to be the special teams unit.
Yeah, it was a nice tackle by Cole Shanks from the Huskers, number 25. He didn't give him any avenue of escape, and I think that's the whole key when you're dealing with Carter Williams, is you got to make sure you don't give him that escape alley.
So this is Zach Kranz, I believe. Jordan Kranz, sorry. There's 2 Kranzes on the Rebels this year. I'm not sure if they're related. I'll find that out. Jordan Kranz going to kick this ball away, and Braden Maston once again right near the ball. And here's a return. There's a flag thrown for no yards, maybe a hold, and the ball will be down as Grady Andrea tackled just around the 35-yard line. We'll sort out the penalties and figure out where this ball is going to be spotted.
Yeah, I think it was a hold on one of the Huskers. I didn't get his number, but as Andre made the cut to his left, the blocker just pulled the arm of a Rebel, so it'll be 10 yards. Oh, they're calling it against the Rebels. Oh, it must have been a rough play. Or unnecessary roughness. I didn't see that. Sorry.
Come on, Paul.
Maybe he got a bit of a face mask. Because all I saw was a Rebel going down. Definitely hold, and I thought for sure where the flag came in, it was a hold penalty. But I'll have to look at the film on that one.
So Huskers take over near their own 50. And on first down, it's Harb right up the gut, and that is a good gain of 8. Oh, is the ball out? Hold on here. Officials saying the ball was down, as Darius Hume is saying that he has the football, and the officials all saying, hold on here.
We got a big guy down. I didn't hear a whistle at all, and then they say he's down. Anyhow.
And don't got a number yet on this injured Husker. We'll get that to you momentarily. He took a big fall there. At the bottom of the pile, I believe that's 51. No, that can't be right. There is no number 51. So it looks like the Huskers are going to keep the football here. I don't think it's a turnover.
Yeah, as soon as the umpire came in, he was pointing to the ground saying that he was down. So.
Well, while this injured Husker gets attended to, we'll step aside for a quick commercial break. We'll be right back after this quick message.
Yeah, my name's Harold Skadberg. I am co-owner of Viking Properties, formerly Pacific Coast Land.
My name is Jan Egil Gulbrandsen. I'm a co-owner and partner with Harold in Viking Properties.
We're fortunate enough to have Ben taking over more and more for us. He's been working with me for probably 4 or 5 years now, and the company is in good hands.
My name is Ben Gulbrandsen. I'm the president of Pacific Viking Group Properties. So what we try to do is really provide the most square footage possible within people's price range in a very neutral palette so that people can come in and make their own mark on their own home.
And we are back here at Starlight Stadium. And I was right. It was 61. Did I not say 61?
No, you said 51.
No, I said 51. I was so close. Hunter Henderson coming off the field after he took a pretty good spill.
Yeah, he got caught. I think when all the Rebels thought there was a fumble, they come piling in, and you catch a knee or an elbow or a helmet on a thigh or outside the knee or something.
So 2nd and 3 here for the Huskers. Play clock running. Play clock, there we go. Now it fixed itself. First down, it's going to be hand off to Harb, and right up the middle, flag on the play.
Flag.
So let's see what happens here. They did break the plane of the first down marker, but we'll have to see where this penalty occurred and who it's against to determine if the Huskers will keep this drive going.
Well, the way this is going, I think the Huskers better phone up someplace to be able to stay the night here because these flags and these injuries have slowed this game right down.
It is against the Huskers, so that's going to move them back 5 yards. Call it 2nd and 8 after this penalty, as it was a holding call. And you're right, they might be sleeping on the bus in the ferry terminal at this point.
Been there, done that.
Haven't we all at one point?
Yeah.
So 2nd and 13, it was actually a 10-yard penalty. So now a long ways to go here for this Huskers offense. As Dorsey takes the snap, empty backfield. Here comes the pressure, and
nice.
The ball is that not a fumble? Nope, ball is out. They're saying the ball is down on the sack, and Bo Nevremont has another one. He's had a big game today, and that's another big sack. That's going to bring out the special teams unit for the Huskers.
Oh, that was just all effort by Bo. He just came around the end, and quarterback had no chance at all. And then the troops arrived, and no escape lanes.
Yeah, that's I thought that'd be a fumble, but it was close. I think he tried to throw it as he went down was maybe the call. I'm not sure. So the Rebels having their way here. Up 21 points and about to get the ball back is Carson Turner with a high kick aimed right at us here. And it is going to roll out of bounds at about the 40. So we'll see where the ball is spotted, and the Rebels offense going to be back out there with a chance for even more.
Yeah, it's about the 39, so that's again a good starting point for the Rebels. It's been a short field for them all game, really. They've been close to midfield, outside their 40 on most drives. Oh, now there's a chance. It's getting late in the game. Rebels have a sizable lead, so it's an opportunity for the Huskers to give some of the guys, the backup guys that made the trip, a chance for real action. The same with the Rebels, a chance to get some of the second-string guys in to find out, to get some real game action under the belt.
That was Carter Williams on the first down handoff. He got a short gain of maybe 3. So it sets up 2nd and long here, and Session probably going to have to air it out to get the first down. Second and 7. Session takes the ball. Here comes the pressure right away, and Zion Brown is on an island. No one around him, and he makes 2 guys miss before being tackled just shy of the 45-yard line as Zion Brown with another big reception, and that moves the chains in a big way.
Yeah, he just came across. He flanked out. I believe he flanked out to the left and cut across just beyond the linebackers, wide open in front of the defensive safeties. Just catch the ball again, put it in his hands, and you let these guys make plays. Keeps the clock rolling for the Rebels, and fresh set of downs.
Session going to throw with Zion Brown again. He's going to go inside to outside. He's got the first down, and he's going to go down the sidelines before being pushed out of bounds just shy of the 20-yard marker. Another big reception, and Zion Brown just racking up the yards in the first couple weeks here.
He really is, and I'm not sure how many he's caught today. It's at least 4, so he's approaching 20 on the year already in 2 games.
His top gear isn't that high, but just how elusive he is.
He really, it's a good way to say it. He really is elusive. And he understands as well where he has to be, where he has to stop.
Here is Session on 1st and 10. He's going to break through the pocket, going to throw on the run. It is dropped. And there was a flag there in the backfield, so this play might not be for anything anyways. As that was Aiden Bowles from North Bay, Ontario, who just let that one go through his hands, it looked like.
Yeah, probably in the sun. The looks like it's a legal contact by the Huskers, so that'll give the Rebels first down.
So the chains move again. And with 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter, the Rebels in striking distance of tacking on another major score and making this a 4-score football game. And at that point, I think we should maybe go down there and talk about this 12-minute fourth quarter here, Paul.
Yes, no doubt.
So the ball at the 15, 1st and 10. Session, hand off. Carter Williams finds a hole up the middle, breaks a couple tackles, and he's so close to the goal line. He's down at the 1 yard line, but a good run from Carter Williams, and he knows he was that close to his second touchdown on the day.
Yeah, and a signature run by him too. Started out to his left, and he had a nice smooth cut back to the right, and then another wind back to the left, and found the hole and picked up, 9 yards, almost scored.
1st and goal.
Oh, no more than that.
It was 14, yeah.
14 yards.
Yeah, they were set at the 15 from that play. So 14-yard run, and they are 1st and goal at the 1. It's time for a goal line stand here for the Huskers, and it's another big package here for the Rebels. They got Ryan Vincent and Kanan McNay in the backfield, and it is going to be to Ryan Vincent, and he doesn't make it. He runs into his own offensive lineman, I believe, and doesn't get the 1 yard, so they're going to re-spot the ball at the 1, and it's going to be 2nd and goal.
Yeah, it looked like he got the left guard got pushed back, and Ryan ran into him as he's supposed to be in that hole. But no harm, no foul. You still have the football. Clock's in your favor, coming up on 2 minutes left in the third quarter, and you're knocking on the door.
Heavy set package again here for the Rebels on 2nd and goal. Session going to throw Zion Brown deep to his left, and it's another handoff to Ryan Vincent, and this time he is through. Touchdown Rebels. Ryan Vincent punches it in for his first touchdown of the season, and the Rebels are inching close to a 4-score lead here late in the third quarter.
Yeah, again, just a power play right up the middle. Get your guy man on man, just push the best again, get a little bit low, and then let the running back lean into the back of you and then fall into the end zone. And it does a couple of things. It just demoralizes the visiting team when those things happen, or your opponent, and you're in control of the football game. And it's just one of those, they can't wait to get on the bus to get back to Chilliwack. It gives them a chance to look at film this week. I believe the Huskers are playing in Langley.
So the extra point is good. Make it 38-10 for the Rebels.
Yeah, it's I didn't expect this score. I thought it was going to be a bit closer, and I thought the Rebels would take the game, but not knowing how the Huskers were. I'm impressed with the run game, impressed when the quarterback has an opportunity to throw the ball, but the Rebels haven't allowed them that opportunity to just get comfortable with the run or with the pass.
And that has been work, and especially early on, their O-line, who is a very veteran O-line. They've got a lot of returners up on that front line. Jonah Anderson, Marino Duhela, Xavier Venkataya. Lots of big names there up front that really have made the run game possible, and the first 2 weeks they've been unsung heroes of this football club.
Oh, you bet. And that's when you, at the end of the game, when you go into the change room to present the game ball, there's always a game ball for the O-line when you win.
Simon Hales kicks this ball away, and it's going to be Grady Andrea once again going up the left, makes a couple nice cuts, and finally brought down there. I think it was Ryan Vincent that got there in the coverage to make that tackle. So good job there by limiting the gain, and Huskers going to take over at their own 34-yard line, call it. And now is the time to start tacking on some points if the Huskers want to stay in this game.
Absolutely, and good on Ryan there. He scores a touchdown, then goes down and makes a tackle on the special teams. So when he looks at film, everybody can cheer him. And I thought there might be, is there a quarterback change? No, I thought they might change the quarterbacks to take a look at their second string guy.
No, it is still Keyshawn Dorsey. And Manny Fatu going to cause some pressure here, and Dorsey going to roll out and make that pass complete. That's Gursaprat Gurwal. And nice tackle there, as that was Ben Matai, number 16, on the tackle. Still a good gain there, though, by Gruel, and that should move the chains. It's a Raiders first down. Raiders. Why do I keep saying Raiders? Huskers first down.
You're looking forward to that game.
Yeah, I am. After the way the season ended,
Yeah.
the last meeting, yeah.
Yeah, just it was a nice little play. It was just stand still, catch it, run.
Empty backfield set here. Dorsey running out of options, takes it himself, and he is going to slide. And late flag there as Caleb Ahiram makes the late tackle. I'm not sure about that one, as that was a pretty late call on the slide, but
Yeah.
they give it to the quarterback, and that's going to move up the chains.
Yeah, well, anytime the quarterback commits to the slide, you've got to stop, and you're responsible for your body. And I think whoever came over top there just nicked the quarterback's helmet with a shoulder pad or an arm or something, and that'll be called every time. It's all about protection.
So that is the call. They're going to move the chains here. And the Huskers are now into Rebel territory here, with the ball being spotted at about the 37.
Well, the Huskers, if they can finish out this game scoring a couple times, that gives them a little bit of confidence. You know, okay, we did okay. We played a good team. But it allows them an opportunity to really look at film. That's incomplete.
Yeah, Bronson Pfeiffer in coverage, breaking up that pass intended for Dag Mora. And this secondary, also a very veteran group when you look at them.
Yes.
As lots of returning guys. Gio Lanuzzi, Braden Look is a fifth year. Bronson Pfeiffer, Isaiah Boutin. They've got a good, deep backfield. And their secondary is almost second to none in this league.
I agree. I think that the team they put together, especially since the BC's hosting the Ontario Conference in the CJFL semifinal, you gotta have a really good defense plan. And that was a bad snap, so it's like Manny's going to be credited with a sack. And
yeah, Manny Fatu and Will Bromelo up front. These Rebels just have so many ways they can beat you. And right now we've seen all facets of the game, and the Rebels just winning those extra battles in every trench there has been today.
Yeah, it's been a tough hill that the Huskers are climbing, and the Rebels haven't made it easy. They got a lot of obstacles in front of them.
So some soul searching here for the Huskers as they punt this ball away, and this will be the last play of the third quarter. As Carson Turner gonna punt this one away. Here comes the pressure, and it is blocked! And taking over is the Rebels at the 35, as when it rains, it pours for the Huskers, as that was a huge play on special teams. And that was Colton Dixon making the play on the blocked punt, and the Rebels going to take over with some great field position.
Yeah, it was just an outside rush. He dropped his shoulder and kept going. A lot of times guys get a decent rush to it, but as a kicker gets into the motion, they're mentally they don't want to hit him in case it's roughing the kicker. But he just kept coming, put his hands up, and he's able to block it. And again, one of those things that has been in the Rebels' favor today, and the Huskers are dumbfounded. They've got to be going, what the heck happened?
Colton Dixon out of Vancouver, attended Windsor Secondary, first year with the Rebels, and makes a big play here in week 2, as that spells the end of the third quarter. We'll jump to the fourth, and we're putting 15 minutes on the clock, so hopefully we can get through these 15 minutes as fast as possible. Again, thank you to everyone who's been tuning in since our 4 p.m. kickoff, as this has been a long one. And the Rebels looking to tack on more here to start the fourth quarter, as Session going to throw off the hop. It is caught, and that one going to keep going all the way. He's going to stay on his feet, going to the end zone. Will he make it? Yes, he will. What a play. Touchdown Rebels. Tyrell Hoffland How did that even happen?
Oh, it was just a catch. It was designed probably to, for an 8-9 yard gain, and he just used his speed and his slipperiness and being elusive to shed some tackles. He got a little bit of help as he made the break to his left, and then he just outran everybody.
Zion Brown was your Week 1 BCFC Offensive Player of the Week. We might have your Week 2 Offensive Player of the Week as Tyrell Hofflin has his 3rd touchdown on the day, 1 on the return to start this game, and now 2 receiving touchdowns, as I'm not sure how he stayed on his feet there, but that's another major score for Westshore. And with the extra point looming, this could be a 45-10 football game early in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, but no, that was it's a highlight reel for sure. That play there, the Rebels will be looking at that for quite a while. And there's a flag on the play here. I'm not sure. We'll find out now what it is. Maybe a talking penalty. Yeah, unsportsmanlike conduct against the Rebels. So that'll be added to the kickoff.
Simon Hale's out to kick the extra point. The end grandstand blocking the sun for him, otherwise this would be a fun kick.
Yeah, it'll get it fun for us to watch, see if we can see it.
Zion Brown gonna hold here. Here comes the snap, the kick is up, and it is through. Tack on the extra point. It is 45-10 Rebels early in the 4th quarter as they have really pulled away here in the second half.
No, I don't think anybody saw this score coming. But, there's been a lot of extra things that happened in this game to take different thoughts and different things like that. But still, 45-10. I don't think the Huskers came over here thinking the Rebels were 45-10 better than them. And the Rebels, obviously, they're going to puff their chest out. But, again, they're an untested team, and they're going to say, okay, the Huskers, can we put 45 up on them? Maybe not, but let's just win. And they're just winning with a statement.
The special teams unit for the Rebels was a little slow to get on the field there. I'm not sure what that was about, but they're out there now. And
could be some personnel changes, make sure everybody understands their role.
It looks like the Rebels also got another penalty there for unnecessary. Unless they're just tacking on the one from the last play.
Yeah,
that's why they were going back further.
Yeah, just before the convert, they got that unsportsmanlike conduct. Somebody said something, obviously.
So Simon Hale's good kick. And this one going to be returned by Andrea again. And he's going to be brought down just past the 40-yard line. And looks like some extracurricular activity, as that's what kind of happens in the BCFC when these types of games get out of hand, as we see a lot after the whistles.
Yes.
So
the nature of the age group.
That happens in the NFL too.
Oh, for sure. Because we see the aftermath of somebody pulling somebody down, but we're not on the field to hear what was said to start it.
So out comes the Raiders offense, needing something here. And Keyshawn Dorsey still in the game here for the Huskers, keeping their big guns on the field. And on first down, he's going to hand this one off to Harb, going up the middle, and Harb pounding up the middle for a gain of about 14. Say what you want about the score, Jawad Harb has been a problem for the Huskers today.
Oh, he's ran the ball really well. It's just that, again, they're in a position where they have to get things happening quickly, so you're taking out of the equation. But he's really shown that he keeps up this style of play and this determination. He's going to rush for 1,000 yards this year.
So the chains move, and the Huskers now into Rebels territory at about the 48-yard line. And Dorsey gets everyone in motion, and he's going to stay in the pocket looking, going to roll out. He's got people coming. There's a flag. I believe it's a hold on the Huskers, as Dorsey's just going to run out of bounds. Ben Matai was in on the coverage, and I believe this play is coming back.
Yeah, that'll be a hold.
We'll see if the Rebels accept. And we'll see on the replay here. I believe it's on 21. Darius Hume was trying to get there, and the Huskers offensive lineman wasn't letting him through, and they're going to call that every time.
Holding, did they decline it? No, they're taking it. I'll put them back 10 yards, be 1st and 20. Yeah, I'll be curious to see the stats from this game because there sure have been a lot of penalties. But again, it's early. It's one of those things that your team will learn from and they'll talk about.
So here's Dorsey on 1st and 20, going to throw right up the middle. The ball is in the air. Oh, and nearly caught by Bo Nevermont, but it slips in and out of the hands, incomplete. And this will come back. It'll be 2nd and 20. And it's all smiles for the Rebels here, up by as much as they are.
Oh, yeah, and that was a good play by Bo. He left his feet. Opportunity to take it out of the air, but just a little bit slippery through the arms. And that would have been a highlight interception for sure.
Isaiah Boutin in the coverage there to make that play happen. And now the Huskers need another big play here to keep this drive alive. Empty backfield set here. Dorsey's got pressure right away. Here's the throw. It is intercepted by Gio Lanuzzi. Sorry, that's Cameron Cohn, number 2. Cam Cohn makes the play, gets the turnover, and the Rebels offense back onto the field. And Cameron Cohn, number 2. Gio Lanuzzi wore 2 last year, and now has switched to number 1. He's just slowly been going down the numbers as the years have gone on. But Cameron Cohn into coverage, good hands, great interception.
No, it was very nice. It was all started with the pressure on the O-line because Keyshawn had to get out of there and move his feet, and he couldn't get an accurate pass off, so it sailed on him a little bit. And the interception was just all for the taking, and I guess at the end of the day, Keyshawn was maybe thinking, well, nobody's going to catch this, but defender gets up higher enough to get his hands on it.
So, offense back on the field. It's backup quarterback Zachary Wetch. He's looking downfield, but couldn't find his intended receiver, as that would have been a big play, as Zachary Wetch into the football game from Victoria. Played at Belmont High School, about 150 yards from where we're standing right now.
Yep. We got a flag on the play here. There might be illegal contact on a receiver.
Blair Van Bruschot was his intended receiver. We'll see what the penalty is.
Yeah, illegal contact on a receiver. So that moves the ball up 10 yards and gives the Rebels 1st down at their own 48.
So 1st and 10. Wetch gets another chance here. Gets his receivers in motion, takes the snap, he's throwing right away. And here comes the pressure, and Raiden Maston gets in on the sack. The Huskers sideline wanted an offside call, but they get the sack regardless. It's going to be 2nd and long.
Yeah, Raiden came off the edge pretty quick. He's been doing that all afternoon, but this is the first time he's got into the position to make a tackle in the backfield, and this time he's credited with a sack. But it's one of those things that, the backup quarterback's in, timing's off a little bit because, he hasn't been taking snaps under real pressure for quite a while, and you got to try to make things happen, and anytime you throw the football, he reacts differently. You know where Session is going to go, but new quarterback, okay, is he going to flush left or flush right? But Masson made a nice play on that one.
So 2nd and very long here. Here comes the pressure, and Ryan Vincent going to get the pass on the screenplay, but he is going to be dragged down after. That was a nice tackle by Andy. I'm not going to even try and say his last name. Andy makes the tackle.
Henny. Yeah, sorry, Andy.
You tried.
Oh, man. Andy Shuheni.
Okay. So Andy makes the tackle, and while we're waiting for this punt, let's take a look at our voted player of the game here in the broadcast booth, Tyrell Hoffland, who has been sensational today. One last look at that sensational touchdown he scored earlier in this quarter, where he stayed on his feet for a good 20 yards before making the score. And here's a flea flicker play out of the replay pack. It's caught by Braden Look, and down the sideline goes the fifth-year DB, and the Rebels are going to stay on the field as they catch the Huskers completely off guard. They caught me off guard too, because I look up and Braden Look's catching a pass.
Yeah, I was surprised that they faked a punt like that, up by 35 points, but game's 60 minutes long, and you got to keep playing.
Jordan Kranz makes the pass completion.
Yeah, it's like anything the Rebels want to do today, they can do. And well, they get a rest coming up. The Huskers go to play Langley next week, and that should be a good matchup. And then the Rebels host the Okanagan Sun for a battle for first place on, I think it's the 9th of August.
Here's a throw by Wetch, incomplete, looking for Tyrell Hoffland down the field, but nothing doing there. Again, an explosive day for Hoffland. 3 touchdowns all-purpose, 2 receiving, and 1 on the first play of this football game.
Yeah, he's caught a few passes too, so he might be approaching, with that kickoff return, a couple hundred yards of total offense today just by himself. And like you say, that should garner a few votes for Offensive Player of the Week.
2nd and 10. Secondary unit in here for the Rebels, up this much late in the game. Wetch takes the snap. Here comes the pressure. And it is incomplete as Aiden Bowles was cutting into the middle but couldn't hold on. And that is going to be 3rd down, and it looks like the special teams unit coming out here for the Rebels.
Yeah, it was just he got pressure in his face and he couldn't step into the throw, so it was all by arm and had a chance to catch it, but it was just a touch too low.
Wetch under pressure, just tried to get rid of it and almost made something happen there, but let's see if Jordan Kranz has another trick up his sleeve here.
No, now you're going to take the rush off, because the Huskers are saying not twice in a row, pal.
Yeah. And it's going to be Raiden Maston back to receive this punt. And this time it is going to be a kick. And will this one make it to the end zone? Nope, it's going to bounce just shy and roll out of bounds near the 10-yard line. So
very nice kick.
Nice kick there by Kranz, and the Huskers going to take over deep in their own territory.
Now let's see what the Huskers do. See if they still got Keyshawn in. So I guess you got to give as many reps as you can. Get everybody settled. But you can see there's definitely no hop in their step from when the game started.
So the Huskers have 9:30 left on the clock. They're down 35 points and going to try and make something out of this fourth quarter here. As they're keeping their big-time players in. Keyshawn Dorsey still under center here for the Huskers. It's going to be a handoff to Harb on first down, and he's going to power his way forward. It looked like he was going to be brought down after about 4 yards. He gets 8 or 9 probably.
Yeah, got a flag down too.
And we'll see where this flag goes.
That could be offside against the Rebels where it was thrown. They sure take a long time. I was talking to the Huskers, but they sure take a long time, the officials, to signal what the penalty is. And that would speed up the decision-making of the coaches if they could find out right away. Yeah, offside Rebels. So they'll take that penalty and go with a 1st and 5.
The clock kept running there, but I believe it's supposed to stop. Now it's supposed to run. So they're about 20 seconds behind on the game clock. We'll figure that out down the road. As Dorsey takes the snap and his hands off to Harb once again on 1st and 5.
Play.
And that time,
nice play.
The Rebels get right in there as it was Caleb Ahiram making the tackle. And we'll see where this ball is spotted, but nothing doing there for Harb.
No, they just shut that right down. He was trying to make the break to the right, and the Rebels' flow just got there, took all the avenues of escape away, and they just overwhelmed the Husker blockers for a loss of a yard.
Loss of a yard, 2nd and 6. And Dorsey takes the snap. Here comes the pressure again. It's going to be a quick throw to his left, and it's going to be caught for a first down, as that's Josh Caverly making the grab, and that will move the chains for a Huskers first down.
Yeah, just a quick little hook, get the first down, and we'll keep going here and end this game.
So a fresh set of downs here for the Huskers to work with. Receiver in motion, and it's going to be a handoff, and it's going to be Harb right up the middle, and Bryce Ruther took a beating on that play, but makes the tackle. Still a gain of about 6, maybe call it 7 or 8. So Jawad Harb racking up the yards here in tonight's game.
Yeah, he ran hard on that one, and when Bryce hit him, and Bryce kind of looks like he's favoring his left shoulder there. He did make a very nice tackle, but two guys running full speed in collision. Somebody's going to feel a little bit of joint pain somewhere.
Here's Dorsey on 2nd down. It's Harb looking for the outside edge. He's going to cut into the middle, and that's Caleb Ahiram on the tackle. And that is another Huskers first down, so they are just feeding the ball to Harb, and it's paying off.
Yeah, again, just clock's running. They could be thinking we want to get a shower before we catch the ferry rather than getting on the ferry with our gear on. Because they got the trip to the ferry, plus, you got to do your post-game stuff and take care of that stuff for a little bit. But the players will be on the hop to get out of here to make the ferry connection, as will the officials. And so that could be one of the reasons why Coach Reese is saying stay on the ground.
So here's 1st and 10, and here comes the pressure from the Rebels, and good job by scrambling there by Dorsey. He's got a first down and then some. Darius Hume is going to get there, and Bronson Pfeiffer is going to help bring him down, but a healthy gain of about 20 on the ground there for Dorsey, who has used his legs a lot, and he's also taken a lot of hits today.
He really has, but again, it's that pressure up front from the Rebels. They don't give the quarterback a chance to set his feet. And, Dorsey is a good runner, so his first instinct probably is I got to get out of here and I'll pick up what I can.
Here it is on the replay, using his legs. And big day for Dorsey on the ground. Hasn't had a huge presence in the air, but made the passes when he's had to. And here's a first down handoff play to Andrea, who gets smashed up the middle. It's a gain of about 5, call it 6. And that will bring up a 2nd and 5 scenario here for the Huskers to try and get another first down.
Yeah, just up the middle, setting up the pass for 2nd down and taking the pressure off. Don't let the Rebels put pressure on the quarterback. And a lot of times the defenders, when they see the run, a few runs, they kind of lay back a little bit, thinking I don't want to get beat by the run.
Here is a first down and then some for the Huskers, as it's Josh Caverly on the play action, beats the left side. And that moves the chain. A good drive here by the Huskers.
Yeah, that was a nice little pass. Again, just a little quick out, get what you can. We're in control of the football. Now we're in a position where we can, at least score a touchdown before this game runs out, and it makes you feel good. The trip home in the boat will be a little bit more cheerful, if you will.
Here is Dorsey on 1st and 10. Here comes the pressure, and Dorsey going to use those legs again as he goes towards the sideline, and he is pushed out of bounds by Isaiah Boutin, who is getting in some trouble here. And there's flags flying all the way down the sideline, as I think the Huskers thought it was a late hit. I didn't think it was that late, but Huskers took exception to it.
Dagmore, I think, is taking a penalty for pushing one of the Rebels who they thought had hit the guy late, but there was no flag until Dag got in there, and I would suspect Dag's been, I don't want to say ejected from the game, but you might as well pull him. So that'll be 15 yards probably for unnecessary roughness against the Huskers. But again, that play there, it's a pressure up front. Keyshawn had to run because he couldn't get himself comfortable to set to throw the ball. And you got to credit the Rebels defensive backs and linebackers. The coverage has been pretty good all day as well. And so when he runs, he does have a statement when he's running the football, but he is a passer.
So it's 1st and 10, and the ball is back about the 37-yard line here.
Yeah, he picked up first down, so the penalty will go from where the penalty occurred because he did have first down.
Here is Andrea. A couple nice cuts here, and he's going to get a gain of about 6. Didn't look like he had much room to maneuver there, but a good job making a couple cuts and gets him a sizable gain.
Yeah, just weaving back and forth, get through the hole. And again, you know, if anytime you're picking up 7 and 8 yards a carry, that's pretty positive. You got to be happy with yourself and with the entire offense for that they can make that happen. You just got to be consistent with it.
So the clock running here. We're past the 4-minute mark, approaching the 3-minute warning. And Keyshawn Dorsey calling an audible here to his receivers, sees something in the Rebels defense and takes the snap, and he's going to hand it off, and not much doing there, as that is Grady Andrea on the handoff. It's a gain of a couple.
I got to leave them about a yard shy, yard and a half. So you'll see them go for it here.
Here's a bigger package, it looks like, coming out onto the field. And the Rebels going to make a quick change, get bigger themselves here as Braden Look comes out off the field. And Tyrese Richards going to line up to add an extra D lineman, help seal off the middle here.
Young new quarterback, number 10, Rogan
Vergata takes the handoff and
first down.
Looks like he's got the first down. So Vergata listed as a running back. They went with a bit of a wildcat there. And looks like it worked out, although it looks like this is the 3-minute warning call.
Yeah. So we'll see if the Huskers can punch it in here. You know, again, to make it feel good. You haven't had a very good game, and if you can end it with a touchdown and you get a little bit of a smile on your face, coaches have enough to be thinking about, you know, for next game. They get a week to prepare for the Rams. The Rams have been preparing for them for a week already. They have the bye today, and then the Rebels get next week off, and they can start to prepare for the Okanagan Sun.
So Dorsey back into the game here, under center, takes the snap. Going to be a quick throw to his left, and that is going to be out of bounds, as that was his intended receiver was Guprasad Gruel, who didn't get his feet inbounds as he made the catch, so that's going to be incomplete. Call it 2nd and 10.
Yeah, just a little bit far on the pass. He had him down the sideline, but the defender was coming in pretty hard, and he had to put it sort of on his back shoulder, but it was already out of bounds when he made the catch.
So 2nd and 10. Haven't seen a lot of Harb on this drive.
No, he hasn't been on the field for the last 4 or 5 plays, so maybe they give him a rest. Hopefully he's not hurt.
Here comes the pressure. Dorsey getting rid of it.
Catch.
Nice pass completed. And he's going to be brought down as Braden McDonald is the one that makes the catch, and Isaiah Boutin in coverage. But that is going to be another move of the chains, and this has been a good drive here for the Huskers. If this is going to be their last one, it's gone as pretty much as well as you could have asked for.
Absolutely, and that was a nice route by McDonald. He just hooked up, and he jumped up high enough where he's going to catch the ball when nobody else is going to be able to get their hands on it or take it away from him. But again, just so you know, again, something good for the Huskers here to finish this game. It hasn't been a particularly good one for them. And if you can go home feeling good, okay, that last drive, guys, let's build on that.
1st and 10 at about the 15 as Dorsey rolls out of the pocket. He's got a receiver wide open down low, and that is caught for a touchdown. As down the sideline, that's Armin Sharma. As the Huskers put on a major score here with 2 minutes to go. And a great drive capped off by a wide open touchdown pass, and Dorsey showing off the arm there, and 6 points on the board.
Yeah, very nice. And I don't know where he came from to catch that pass. He might have been he snuck out there, hid under some grass or something, because he was wide open. There wasn't a defender near him at all. But again, the design of the play is going to, you know, occupy other people, going to take you in front of eyes of other defenders. And some guys will bite on something, and it'll open somebody else up.
So Carson Turner in for the extra point. Bit of a tough snap, but they are going to kick it through for the extra point, make it 45-17 with 1:57 left to go in this football game. And folks, we are finally getting down to the last couple minutes here. And we thank you for those of you who have been tuning in with us from the start of this one, as it's been a long afternoon into the evening hours. And we appreciate you sticking around.
Absolutely. And even the fans, they've been pretty good. Like it's boring for them when somebody gets hurt because, they're here for a specific amount of time. We're going to go to the game, then we're going to go, dinner or whatever it is. And they've hung in pretty good. Now they're starting to file out, obviously, with the score like this and being this late, but you got to take hats off to all the fans that hung around here, especially when the people got injured. They were classy enough to stand up and give them a clap, and and I'm sure a lot of them are wishing them all the best.
So the Huskers going to kick this one away, and the Rebels probably going to try and just chew the clock and finish this game off once and for all. Again, just a wild afternoon here at Starlight Stadium as Elliot DeWood takes the kickoff and is going to go to his right. He's got the special teams unit coming right at him, and he is brought down just shy of the 35-yard line, as that's Jacob Conaboy making the tackle for Hutt Valley.
Yeah, he just ran through all the blockers and he put his eyes on him and said, "You're not getting away from me," made the tackle. Again, good hustle by the cover guys, and then, you got some backup guys that don't have an opportunity to touch the ball that often, doing it for the Rebels.
Huskers do have 2 timeouts left by the official scoreboard, so they could try and drain this game longer, although the amount of score that they're down with, I'd be surprised.
Yeah, I would too.
So should be some handoffs. Nope, it's an empty backfield set. The Rebels going to throw this one on first down, and that one going to be caught by Ryan Vincent and tackled. Only a gain of about 2 there, as Ryan Vincent, running back, came out of the backfield and caught the pass.
Yeah, just an out. Stay in bounds. Keep the clock in your favor. And little things you work on, like Rob Lervold might have said to them, "Okay, we're going to throw it there," because they do have the helmet. The communication in the hats now, so you can say to him, "Okay, I want you to look at this guy and throw it to him," especially late in the game like this.
So Wetch is going to hand off on second down, and Ryan Vincent going to be brought down almost immediately there. So a good job by the Huskers D-line, staying compact, as that was Chase Cradaville making the tackle there. And that's going to bring out the Rebels to kick this ball away here with 1:20 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Ryan Vincent's going to have his name on a lot of stats as catching the ball, running the football, making a tackle, scoring a touchdown. So he's had himself a decent afternoon.
And Jordan Cran's going to punt this ball away. Will there be any trickery here? Nope, there will not. This one will be punted well into Huskers territory. Braden Maston loses the ball, but just gets it back as well, as that was nearly a turnover. But luckily, Braden Maston had luck on his side. And it will be Huskers football here with just under a minute to go.
Yeah, it's funny. You're running up to try to catch one of those, and the ball, because of the wind, is tailing back to the kicking team, and he was lucky that as it came off his knee, that it hit a Rebel, and then he was able to get bounced back on it. But trying the plays. Well, looks like we got a new quarterback in for the last 58 seconds.
We do. I don't have a number, but we'll get there eventually.
10, I think.
And here's another throw, and that is going to be caught by the big Braden McDonald. Man, he looks like he's like 6'6".
He's a tall guy.
He's a tower. Braden McDonald. And that is Rogan Vergata, listed as a running back on our sheets, but he's at quarterback for the last minute or so here.
Yeah, it was not a bad pass, shifting his feet, moving to his left. Hard as a right-handed quarterback, moving to your left to make an accurate throw. But it's a big target to throw to, so, he probably complete a lot of them.
Here is Vergata again making a deep throw for his favorite target. And did he catch that? No, he did not. It was out of bounds. Not quite complete as he was looking for his favorite target, Braden McDonald, who can probably change a light bulb without a ladder. And that will bring up 2nd and 10.
So he must be the only guy when they say, how many Huskers does it take to change a light bulb?
One.
Yeah,
as
bring
long
it
as
over.
it's that guy.
Yeah. Yeah, he is a tall man.
So the Huskers 2nd and 10. Going to talk this one over, and there's some confusion on the Rebels sideline here as to who's supposed to be in coverage. And they're going to quickly get Jordan Kranz into coverage. And now the clock starts running. It's supposed to be running. There it goes. As a nice little move there by Grady Andrea made Braden look hesitate there.
Yeah, he really did. Andrea's had not a bad game today. He's caught passes. He's returned kicks, ran the ball.
Yeah, he's got the Ryan Vincent stat line where he's kind of been everywhere.
Yes.
30 seconds. I'm counting down the seconds as they tick down. I don't know about you, Paul. Here's the snap. And here's a throw to the middle, and it is caught. And the size advantage by Braden McDonald pays off as he threw it up. He was in coverage, but he's the only one that could reach that high, so he comes down with it. And looks like possibly a timeout being called here by the Huskers. So they want to talk this one over and maybe tack one more major score on the board here before this game is all said and done.
Well, at the end of the day, points for and against could come into factor, to break ties and things like that. But that was a great catch by McDonald. He turned away, turned his body. He shielded the defensive back. The defensive back would have to go through him, which would have been pass interference. And it was really, really well done. And not a bad pass.
The Rebels water boy didn't get the MO, but he's off the field now, so we can continue. And just waiting for the official to clock this one in. Here goes the play. And here, nope, going to roll out of the pocket here, looking deep downfield. Now going to use his legs, and he's just going to step out of bounds near the 20. As Vergata didn't see any options he liked, so he elected to step out of bounds and stop the clock with 15 seconds to go in this football game.
Yeah, he had nobody to throw to and did what he had to do, get out of bounds, stop the clock, and you get a couple more plays here possibly to try to score a touchdown, make the final in the 45-24 possibly.
Vergata still under center. Clock will run on the snap. Here it comes. Vergata looking to his right. He's looking end zone. He's going to go there for his receiver. It's deep near the back of the end zone, and it is incomplete, and a big hit against the end boards there, as that was Gerp Saprad Growell. And I hope he's all right. That was a big collision into those back pads there.
He really whacked it. There's a flag down, too. That might be interference in the end zone, so that would put the ball on the 1. I believe, no, they're outside the 20, so it'll be a 15-yarder.
So pass interference is against the Rebels. First down, so Huskers do have a chance to add on another major here as Cameron Cohn called for the penalty deep in the end zone there.
Now, this would be the last play, I would think, unless they're throwing real quick right now.
And Braden Look's got to come off the field. I think he's not feeling great from what I saw.
Yeah, they hit that wall pretty hard. You get, could be wouldn't say concussion, but you got to be aware of that they ran into an immovable object.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how much padding you put on a wall. It's still a wall.
Oh, absolutely.
So Braden Look comes out of this one. And 6.9 seconds on the clock. Can we make it? Both teams have a timeout left. I pray they don't use it. We are approaching the 4-hour mark here. of this football game. And here is the snap on 1st and goal. It's going to be a throw deep down the sideline. It is going to be caught for a touchdown.
Dagmore, I believe.
As Josh Caverly, number 9 for the Huskers, pulls in the major score. And credit a touchdown pass to Rogan Vergata.
Now, that was a nice pass from Vergata. That was a long throw as well for him to complete that.
So 45-23, extra point looming here. And there will be 2.1 seconds left on the clock after this, where I'm assuming the Rebels will just get the kickoff or run down the last couple seconds of this football game. As the Huskers got a couple late scores to pull this to a more respectable score.
Yeah. But still, you know, deep down, if whoever's watching the game and understands the game of football, you know that the Rebels dominated this game pretty well. And learning curve for the Huskers, you know, moving into week 2. Now they got the first one under their belts. The players, the new guys to the league will get an opportunity to say, okay, it's faster than I thought, or, you know, a little bit stronger than I thought. And for the, just building character and building young men that playing something they would like to play, just having fun playing football.
Here's another look at that touchdown throw by Vergata. Good route, good throw right on the money in the back of the end zone.
Yeah, that was a long throw. When he threw that football, that was definitely almost probably a 50-yarder from where he threw it to that corner of the end zone.
So the Huskers going to kick this ball to the Rebels, and as long as it's not a squib or a...
They might try onside. I wouldn't be surprised. A good chance to practice it.
Yeah, that's true.
Last play of the game.
Yeah, if it's an onside kick, it might not run the final 2.1 seconds. But we'll see. This could be the last play of this game.
Yeah, the way they're lining up here, overbalanced here to the kicker's left, I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to try to put something up high. Oh, no.
And here is the kick, and it is going to be down. Is that enough? Oh. 0.4. 0.4 on the clock. And we'll have to snap this football one more time. I think even the crowd groaned on that one.
Yeah, that's true. I know the Rebels put their hands up. What? It's not over?
And it looks like the officials are going to call this one. No? Maybe?
Well, I'm going to finish off. And, you know, hopefully the Rebels just line up over the football, kneel down, get it done.
Liam Russell was the one who received the kick there and went down. And victory formation here for the Rebels, who, after a shaky start to their first week, did not show any signs of rust in week 2 here. As right out of the gates, the first play they scored a touchdown, and they never really looked back from there, as it's only a 21-point win, but in retrospect a lot larger than that, as the Rebels win their home opener here against the Valley Huskers 45-24. And Paul, just your thoughts on a pretty big performance here by the Rebels.
I was impressed. I watched them last week when they're up in Prince George, but till you see them live, you realize how big they are, how fast they are, and they just seem to have gelled much quicker than what the Huskers have. They're going to go far. Rebels are going to go far. The big test will be in 2 weeks when they play the Okanagan Sun to see where they are at. For the Huskers, they're a good football team, but being their first game, they're still probably searching for what's our identity, and they're going to get better, much, much better. So I wouldn't be surprised to see maybe Rebels Valley in a playoff at some point this year.
So that will do it. The Rebels move to 2-0 on the season. They're going to take their bye week next week, and you're not going to want to miss their Week 4 matchup against the Okanagan Sun here at Starlight, as it will be a battle between the two Titans in the BCFC. But this one is done in the books. It's a 45-24 West Shore Rebels win. We'd like to thank you for everyone who tuned in on Telus Optic TV, on BCFC TV. And thanks again to our Roll Focus crew who gets us in and out of these games every week. So thanks to everyone in the truck and on cameras. And with that, we will show our final melt and get out of here long at last as it approaches 8 o'clock. We'd like to thank you all for tuning in. As the Rebels 2-0, they win 45-24. We'll see you for week 4. Thanks, everybody.